Heck yeah. Anime review. It's officially anime time. Good sunny day, everybody. It's me, your intergalactic sun prince of the sun, Enyo Solaris to Moshimas. You can also call me Solaris or Sol, if whatever suits your fancy. You are not allowed to say that. That's illegal. We're talking about anime. And we're still having no it's still weird to not have any background music, but I have determined that I like no background music for podcasts. I don't know, I just think it's easier. Dude, Tevin is finally here! I was delaying the start of the stream. That would have been funnier if it was on the top. Hold on. Okay. Just a reminder that that's there. The seal is watching us and judging us for everything we do. My nose is still itchy. Why is my nose so itchy? Anyway, what's up, everybody? We're talking about Ranma 1/2 in parentheses 2024 season 1 of 1, because there's currently only one season out, but hopefully other seasons will happen. I've been here the whole time eating and listening. Nice. Meow, meow, meow. I'm also reading the chat out loud for audio only listeners. But I assume most people are just like, doing something in the background and occasionally looking over at the screen. Because I got screenies. And the new thing I was going to do is, okay, I have a mouse cursor. That might help at some point. Look at these dragons are really derpy. Yeah, we can do this too. Why are these dragons in the corner of the screen so derpy? Like, hi guys, how's it going? The legendary dragon. Okay, so yeah, we have that, and we have the ability to quickly switch in screenshots. I don't know why I didn't do this earlier. But yeah, I would now I can just like at a click of a button just switch over screenshots and we can zoom in. So that's cool. Then lurk and rinse and repeat. Yeah, don't feel free to be in and out of the stream as you please. If you've seen any of my anime discussions, you'll know that yeah, this is just how it goes. This is just this is just how this starts. We're talking about Ranma 1/2 2024. It is okay, so history. Ranma 1/2 was a manga in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, by Rumiko Takahashi. This is Oh, heck yeah, I'm so smart. I can remember names without needing notes. I had to quickly Google it. I'm not used to using AniList. By the way, I've switched to AniList from My Anime List to AniList because My Anime List got bought out by a company that does AIs and NFTs, and we don't like those things. So I'm like, nope, that's it. I'm out. I know I've used your website since like 2007, but I'm out. So I switched over to AniList, and also I was meaning to switch over my account anyway, or like fix my account anyway. So yeah, whatever. Anyway, not important right now. We're talking about Ranma 1/2 was a manga from the 80s, and then it also got an anime late 80s, early 90s that ran for like 2 billion episodes. How long was the original Ranma 1/2? Here, we'll use AniList right now. Okay, here we go. We got the dates. We got stuff that you could easily Google. Ranma 1/2 from 1987 to 1996, almost 10 years. And then the anime was 89 to 92, and it was 143 episodes. And since it ended before the manga, I'm assuming it never got to the end. Well, I think there were like movies. But yeah, it was like 150 episodes, and also it was people say it's good. I've never seen it, So I went into the remake completely, like, not 100% blind, but like not knowing a whole lot. Because, like, you know, Ranma 1/2 is important for anime history, but like outside of that context, I'm not super duper familiar with it. So yeah. But I do know that the original is, while it is liked, it has a lot of filler episodes, in addition to having not super great pacing. One of my villagers wants to move out of my town, even though he's been here for like 3 days. You're talking about real life? Spoiler is a good first half. Second half felt like a measuring contest. We're getting to that. We're getting to that, okay? It's important for anime history. I mean, it is a well-known anime that people like a lot. I don't know. Rumiko Takahashi also made Inuyasha and some other stuff. I mean, I'm just saying, Ranma 1/2 and Inuyasha are already like super duper popular. Ranma less so, especially in the West. Everybody knows that Inuyasha. Inuyasha is almost like on the Naruto Dragon Ball Z level of notoriety. Didn't know until I found the remake on Netflix. Yeah, it's not like super duper popular, especially in English speaking territories. But I don't know. It for as far as like 80s anime goes, it is well known. Never finished, like never, didn't even get one of those original endings. Was that a thing? When did that start? I know that's not been a thing like ever. Like recently, like they have completely killed anime original endings. I want to say the last one I remember is like Blue Exorcist, and even then the second season like pretended the anime original ending didn't happen. Also Soul Eater. And recently they've also gotten rid of filler episodes. I'm sorry, is the Stormy School really that important of a plot detail to put in the opening like this? But yeah, so yeah, it was well liked, but the anime adaptation was a little bit rough and never finished. So in 2024, it got an anime remake by Mappa. Probably wouldn't say that about Inuyasha, maybe a little below Naruto well-knownness. I mean, I don't know. I feel like most people I talk to be like, I feel like most people in the Toonami space knew about Inuyasha, right? Because it aired late on Inuyasha. I don't know. I definitely not to like Naruto or Dragon Ball level. Okay, maybe it's like in like the West, it's like Dragon Ball, Naruto, One Piece, and then a level below that, Inuyasha. How about that? And then in Japan, it's One Piece and Shinchan. One of those things that people see and they're like, hey, that's a thing I remember, yeah. Anyway, yeah, listen, I will try to keep this under 3 hours. How long was the last one? Because I have around the same amount of notes, but they're not exclusively about the show. Because I like the show, spoiler alert. Oh yeah, the last one was under 3 hours. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine, don't worry about it. It's fine, don't worry about it. I'm also going to have the list of characters up, because I'm definitely going to forget everybody's name. I know Ranma, Akane, and Shampoo. That's the only names I remember. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, I got an anime remake, and for some reason, again, as I've talked about in the last anime discussion, I like gender bender stuff and things that play around with gender. So you think that would be like right up my alley, but I don't know. I never got around to it. It's been on my plan to watch. The original's been on my plan to watch list for like a decade and a half now. But I think it was just like, it's super long, and B, it has a lot of filler. But I want to say that I could at least watch, like, I think the first, like, 40 episodes are good. But hey, if there's a remake coming out and that people don't hate and it's gonna get better adapted, then sure, why not? So I cannot compare this anime against the original, but I can give it the perspective of someone who's never seen Ranma 1/2 before going into this blind. So there will be no talks of like, oh, you know, I like this better in the original, or technically in the original, they say it like this, and this is. Is that how you spell shampoo, with a P-U and then an umlaut above it? Or a line, or whatever the fudge that's called? I don't know. I think an umlaut is the double dots. Because on any list, it's SHAMPOO. Technically, it's ish. I don't know. It's like it's one of those instances like my name Enyo, where you could do it with you could spell it in many different ways. And for my romanization of my name, I put Y-O-U. I put a U. I can't do words right now. This is really difficult because I got to do words for this whole thing, and I haven't even touched on my thing. Umlaut. It's a thing. The mark ... over a vowel, as in German or Hungarian, to indicate a different vowel quality using fonting or rounding. Okay, it is the double dots, not the line. Anyway, so yeah, Ranma 1/2 is a rom-com where the main gimmick is that the main character, Ranma, here on the left, has a curse or something. I don't know. Listen, the definition of a curse is subjective, but when he gets splashed cold water, he turns into a girl, and when they get splashed with warm water, they turn into a boy. I want to say soaked. I don't know. They don't ever make the rules very specific. They're just like, yeah, cold water turns them into a girl, hot water turns them into a guy. But they always seem to like douse them, and I don't know if that's really possible. I don't know if that's necessary, because like certain times they avoid like, yeah, see, there's a girl Ranma, and then here in the opening, the boy Ranma. Yeah, we'll just have all the characters on screen. So yeah, and wacky hijinks ensue, and it's like a rom-com when they have martial arts as well. I'm like, who the fudge is this person in the background? And I'm like, oh, I think... Is that Ranma's, like, teacher? Dad? Person? The panda? Because they're also cursed to turn into a panda and back and forth into a panda. But they're always, like, a panda and never, like, in this form. No, that is a different character. Because there's this character that I'm thinking of. I'm crazy! Usually completely doused in water so they can have them instantly transform. Yeah, they do a lot of fun. I love the animation. That guy's the tour guide. Yeah, I don't know why he has like front and center, and he's like was in like one flashback scene. Don't worry about it. And we got the radio club guy getting shafted, shoved in the corner over here. That's crazy. Oh yeah. One other thing about the show is, for the purposes of this discussion, I will let you know that I watched it in the dub, because I'm like, why not? Because I just kind of felt like it, okay? But I did occasionally check the subtitles, check the Japanese version to see if I noticed like, hey, that sounds a bit like weird. Let's see what the original says. So like, you know, and it's also not like a super plot heavy detail thing. You know, it's like a slight difference in translation is not going to completely change the interpretation of the thing. I definitely feel like comedies work really well in dubs, because whoever makes anime dubs can never take them seriously. So when you have a show that doesn't take itself seriously, it fits more to a dub. Does that make any gosh dang sense? The guy's a tour guide who has a very questionable accent in the original. Again, Tevin, you be the original. Oh wait, you're Tevin this time, right? Okay. Because there's somebody that came in to the chat that had a T in their name, and I assumed it was Tevin, and I was talking to Tevin for like 20 minutes before noticing that they were not indeed Tevin. But yeah, let's actually go for my notes. The first thought I had when okay, so just to give you an idea of how little I knew about this series going in, even though again it's been in the anime discussion, I know about it just through proxy of other people talking about it. It was Toast. Listen, there's Sundry, Sun Toast, and then Tevin. And then I think there's also like 13. I think there's also 2 different Mars. It's hard, okay? I'm not good with names to begin with. I am me. I don't have an emoji in my name. Oh, you were there for that. You were lurking for that. That's crazy. Anyway, so my first thought my first thought when I went into this series was, wait, Rama's the name of a character? How did I not know that? This is Ranma. I thought Ranma, like, obviously the 1/2 means like half boy, half girl. Sure, why not? Like, I'll give you that one, but I don't know. I don't know why I never considered the word Ranma to be a name. I'm like, there's no way. I've heard people talk about Ranma 1/2 for the last like decade, and I never realized that the main character was named Ranma. I had to have found out at one point and then completely forgotten. Also, what's your face? That is an unsafe down air. That's gonna get punished. Also, fun fact, this whole series was leaked like several months before it came out, because I think there was like sometime like I want to say like mid 24, maybe early 24 even, because the show itself came out in October 24 to December 24, but like the whole like almost a year before that, the whole series was like leaked as part of like some sort of like big Netflix leak, I think. So that's funny. I don't know. There's a fun fact about that. It was like very rough, unfinished, but yeah, the whole series was like online, like before. Maybe not the whole series, but like definitely like a lot of it. The opening get leaked at some point, yeah. I didn't see more than like the fact that it got leaked in a couple of screenshots. But yeah, there's a fun fact. Anyway, what are we like 13 minutes into the stream? No, 23 minutes into the stream. I think the intro screen was 10 minutes, and we're finally getting to opinions on the show. I like the show. There you go. I just listen. I mean, I'm watch time. Yeah. I mean, I want watch time. I need watch time. I need watch time so I can become big and famous on YouTube. I like the character. It's not because I am a rambly mess. I like the show. It's a fun show. It has some pacing issues, some tropes that I don't like. But overall, I think it was a good time. I like all the characters. I think the characters. I like all the characters, and I think all the characters are fun. And I think for like a rom-com, liking all of the characters is a good thing. There are some like very underdeveloped characters like these two over here that never, like the ice skating duo, that were very like one note. But like I don't know, if you only show up for like 1 or 2 episodes, it's fine to be one note. But all like the actual characters, like they have like fun gimmicks to them. Like Akane being a tomboy, Rama with the whole gender thing. All the other characters it's a fun time. Oh yeah, something else about the dub. This guy, which is Akane's dad, was voiced by whoever did Okabe from Steins Gate. So the entire first episode, I was just like whispering to myself, El Sai Kangro. And quoting like other Steins Gate's quotes. Because I'm like, I heard him speak and I'm like, oh my gosh, who is that? And like 5 minutes later, I was like, it's Okabe! Shout outs to Steins Gate. The dub in general is also really good. I really like girl Ranma is very has a lot of energy in her voice, which I think is very like the show is very like high energy. So and definitely like everybody was like super high energy, but I just have to point out girl Ranma specifically is really funny. And they also do this is one of the few anime that use like cursing like effectively. Like girl like Ranma specifically like kind of curses sometimes, and that's like a verbal tick that they have for both voice actor slash actress. I do like how they handled Ranma's gender change a lot, like both visually and like writing about how like yeah you can still tell that they're the same character as opposed because I was worried that it would just feel like two completely different characters, but no, that does feel like one character because again they have like small things like the verbal ticks like speech patterns kind of being the same, and also their outfit works really well for like both genders. I don't know if I have a good screenshot off the bat, but like yeah like you can kind of see here where like this kind of like red like Chinese kung fu shirt and these pants work really well for both genders. Because here, like, looks super manly. But although this one doesn't have sleeves, I don't know why, but whatever, you get the idea. But I don't know, it just works. And also the hair with the pigtails, I think it also goes a long way to look have both character designs stand on their own. Because that's something that some other gender bender anime do. Is that like one outfit or like one version of the character is clearly like the main character and the other version is just like yeah we have to have this here just because it's the genre of thing we have. So I appreciate that they make it work. There's also like a lot of other like we'll get for the screenshots in the actual discussion, but like all like Ranma has several different outfits that they go through. I got rid of all the super spicy. You know what's something that's really weird about this series is that the original just had there's a lot of like topless scenes. The original anime, the original manga and anime had like actual like nipples which a lot of like 80s 90s anime had like it was like nobody cared like I want to say like I was watching like the first like episode or two of Gunbuster and there was like a nipple and I was like ah. But here, like, they still have those same scenes, but they just don't draw the nipple. And I'm like, can I show this on YouTube? So I opted to say no, just in case. But yeah, like, it's a topless scene, but there's just no nipple. So it's not technically nudity. It's really funny. In the original Son, Akane's dad was voiced by David Kane, who later voiced Sesshomaru. Sesshomaru! Hello, Inuyasha. Sesshomaru! Okay, anyway. It was so odd hearing the character use the proper pronunciations of the game. I'm used to hearing the second syllable disease and not Biki. There was a little bit of that. I was really worried because when I hear a lot of people talk about the show, they call it Ranma. When it's Ranma one half, I might have been saying Ranma. Have I been saying Ranma? Saying Ranma sounds awkward, so I don't sounds unfamiliar. So I think I've been saying Ranma because it's Ranma one half, not Ranma. It is not the English word to run or to I ran. It is Ranma. But no, they actually do like go out of their way to actually properly pronounce things. I guess that's the one downside of the dub is that like yes, they do pronounce things properly, but they do like kind of go out of their way just a tiny bit to say it. Like, oh, hello, Ranma. Because listen, as a bilingual, it is very difficult to throw random Japanese words in the middle of an English sentence, even if you know how it's supposed to be pronounced. Which is why I will sometimes say Tokyo. I'm Ranma Sao Tome. Rumiko Takahashi seems to be very okay with drawing girl boobies, especially in her early stuff. I want to say that was just like the thing. Like nobody thought anything of it until the dirty Westerners came in with their closed-minded mindsets. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. You know that, no, we're fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Yes, you've been saying Ranma, not Ranma. you think I'm a weeb? My levels of weebness could go so down. I'm like, you know what? Maybe Japan never should have opened back up. I'm not talking about 2020. I'm talking about like 1920. Earlier than that, but you get the idea. And yes, I know that means I wouldn't come in because I wouldn't be open to the sun, but I'd find a way to sneak in. I would sneak in with the Germans or whatever. I can't think Japanese history right now. Don't yell at me. Listen, I just want to make sure that the people who don't want spoilers get a good viewing experience, okay? Beep, 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 beep. Also on the topic of dub, another reason I was interested in the dub is with the dub of like gender bender shows, it's always interesting to see what they decide to do with the pronouns. Because Japanese doesn't really have gendered third-person pronouns. They have gendered first-person pronouns, like words for I. But like third-person pronouns, they just usually, like, they don't really have that. They just use like the person's title or name every time. Or they just don't even throw in the pronoun and just hope that you kind of guess that you know what they're talking about. So yeah, it's always, so like the dub kind of has to make a decision about that. Oh yeah, I forgot we were in the spoiler-free part of the stream. Don't worry about it. We're almost out, okay? Don't worry about it. But yeah, here they always, for this, all the characters usually use he, him for Ranma, regardless of form. Because the male form is like the original or whatever. Except when they're talking to somebody who doesn't know the difference between boy and girl Ranma, or doesn't know that the other exists, because they do play with that. So like if somebody's talking about girl Ranma and they don't know that boy Ranma exists, or they think that they're two separate people, then they'll use she, her. But all the characters who know Ranma personally use he, him, so that's interesting. Another interesting show that has that is Onimai, Oni-chan wa Oshimai, another genderbender show. Where it's kind of like the same thing, where like the characters who know use he, him, but generally, they a lot of the time, like, they're around characters that don't know, so they end up using she, her a lot. Anyway, not important. I think words and language and gender is interesting, but I know not everybody thinks it's interesting as I am. As interesting as I think it is. Let me actually mark what I have and have not talked about. Like I usually do. Where is my paint? Where's my highlight tool? I lost my highlight tool. Oh my gosh. I lost my highlight tool! I lost my highlight tool! I need my highlight tool. Oh, there it is. Okay. I have to click another button. Every single time I effing do an anime stream like this, I always, okay, I fixed it. I always effing have a different layout. Like this time I got the chat and my notes on one screen and then the screenshot on the other screen, where I usually have it another way. Don't worry about it. I'm now going lower and lower on the things that other people think are interesting. Anyway, back to Ranma. One thing I don't like about Ranma is that it has like the rom-com trope where like the two main characters hate each other. Where they're like, obviously, like they're gonna get together, right? Unless they throw like a wrench and have them to get together. But not knowing anything about the show, it's not a spoiler. Like it's kind of, I interpret it as it's obvious that these two are gonna get together, but they start the show absolutely hating each other. And it sucks because they started off not hating each other until a misunderstanding happened, and then they started to hate each other. Like, they were friends at the beginning. And it sucks. So it has the two main characters start off hating each other, and then also misunderstandings. So, like, I would say that's, like, the one instance where I kind of felt, like, the age of this show. Because a lot of the time, like, I'm like, oh, yeah, like, this show could have been made, like, this original show could have been written, like, yesterday. With how, like, well the, like, it's, like, A, it's really well written in general, I like it. And, like, the anime does a lot to, like, make it look very modern. So it's very easy to think, like, oh, this is, like, a modern show. But there are some, like, tropes I don't think a lot of, like, newer rom-com have. At least not, like, this bad. But, like, it wasn't as tropey before. I'll be talking about that soon, yeah. But yeah, it's like that and some of the pacing where, like, some of the episodes feel like, even though they're all canon, some of the episodes feel like filler. But I do like it. I like the art styles. I've talked a little bit about the visuals, but I do like the art style of the show, how it's very, the character designs look very, like, they look like they're modernized versions of, like, 80s designs, but that's a good thing. I don't know how to put it. Like, they have like 80s proportions, but with, like, lighting and whatnot. I'm not a visual person. I'm a storytelling. I'm a writer. I'm a writer, not a artist. So I'm just saying, like, it looks good. Okay, I'll leave it at that. But yeah, and they also, like, vary the art style. Like, they have this, like, on-screen, like, sound effect text. I love when anything does that. And there's also a lot of, like, they sometimes change the entire art style of the show for, like, a scene. Like, during fight scenes, they'll have, like, this, like, shaded art style that kind of looks like Western comic books. And I think that's really cool. Sort of an old thing, yeah. It also might be like the pacing thing might just be like it is a manga serialization that the author has to put out every week so they can live. As opposed to a, you know, deliberately crafted story with a beginning, middle, and end. But again, even the episodes that felt like filler were still pretty fun. But yeah, Inuyasha also kind of had that a little bit. All manga have that. All manga adaptations have that a little bit, but yeah. The girl looks normal and not victims of selective breeding. Wait, what are we talking about? Which, one of these girls? Akane or her sister? Well, I mean, if you think about it, all anime characters look like victims of selective breeding. If you really think about it at the end of the day. Thank you for giving me some out of context compilation material. But what the fudge are you talking about? You're talking about the art style? Oh, yeah. The selective breeding art style. But that's just all anime. Whatever. Anyway. Last thing I have to say is I did not mean to do 2 gender bender shows in a row. It just kind of worked out that way. Because last time I did, Akujo Reijo Tensai Ojisan, which is another show that has, gender moving. I did make a short specifically asking, is gender bender offensive? Because I know a lot of, like, older anime terms are now seen as, like, offensive nowadays for good reason, but wasn't 100% sure about gender bender. But no, everybody was like, yeah, no, you're fine, don't worry about it. But hey, also, yeah, I did not mean to do 2 gender bender shows in a row. Also, right before Pride Month. Happy Pride Month Eve? It's not Pride Month Eve. Pride Month is next week. But yeah, I don't know. It just kind of worked out that way because Akujo Deijo was new, like was just like finished last season, and then Ranma One Half I think was also like semi recent when I originally planned it like 4 months ago. But I think that is all I have to say about the spoiler free section. I think it's very good. Definitely if you like it's a little dated with especially with tropes and pacing. Um it kind of shows its age that way, but it also like shows its age in a good way where like, it feels very different and unique and fresh compared to a lot of like modern rom-com anime. So I can definitely recommend this to people who like rom-com anime and are sick of a lot of like modern stuff. Like I would this is definitely feels like a good change of pace. So even if it's not like the best thing in the entire world, I still like it. And the dub is also good as a certified weeb. I say certified as a joke, but I forgot that I made that joke when I got my Japanese certification. Duck measuring contest. Yeah, there's a lot of like fighting, I guess. That's another interesting thing about this show is that it's primarily a rom-com, but it does have a lot of like fight scenes which are like good. So it's like a rom-com like martial arts anime, but even within the fight scenes are still funny and focused on the romance, so that's funny. So yeah, the spoiler free section is ending now. So I could think of anything. I'm sure I will think I'm sure I will think of any I'm sure I will think of something. But it's more jokey than something like Dragon Ball. Yeah, it's like primarily rom-com with a side of action as opposed to action with the side of rom-com. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? 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 Anyway, I was gonna pull up that clip, and I'm like, I need to stop doing that. I've done that like 13 streams in a row. It was like Kanade clip. Fine, I'll pull up the audio at least. Especially, I should just like have like a hotkey to just pull up that folder as opposed to having to look for it every time. I'll play it for like 2 seconds. Oh my gosh. You know what I'm saying? Okay, that's all I had to say. That's all I had to say. I got the clip. I got the Kanade clip. Chat, be nice, chat. Pretty sure Rama started the martial arts genre. I don't know if the genre itself, because like, as far as like film is concerned, like Jackie Chan was like doing things I think in like the 60s, maybe. Don't ask me about actual film history, but but I'm pretty sure you mean like, as far as like anime manga is concerned. You know what I'm saying? There's our Hololive reference for the stream. Now we just need Bleach and Sonic. It'll happen naturally. Let it happen naturally. I meant not genre, I meant to say craze. Okay, yeah. Can't think of a lot, but I agree with you, but I can't think of any examples off the top of my head. Yeah, okay, let's get into the actual thing. Spoiler-free discussion is ending now. You could just listen to this whole thing as a podcast, so it's a 40-minute podcast by itself. Should I upload these videos separately? Like, should I clip, like, the spoiler-free intro part of these anime discussions and just upload them as their own videos? Hmm. Okay, okay. Up, up. Okay, I fixed it. Oops, I said a spoiler! Character's name, who is also currently on screen. I just feel like, I don't know, definitely if I had a second channel, that would be the first thing I'd upload, but I don't know. I guess it's, I don't know. I mean, I've done that before, where I've just uploaded a large clip of the stream to the YouTube channel. I don't think people mind. Anyway, let's actually get this spoiler-free discussion is ending now. Please leave if you wish to avoid Ranma 1/2 spoilers. A 5-month-old show that is a remake of a, oh gosh, 40-something-year-old series. We're old. I'm old. I'm old. I hate it. Anyway. I need a drink. Okay, so the interesting thing about it, is that we'll just go for all the screenshots that I have. They introduce Ranma, the character, as a girl first. Like, I don't know if, I mean, you see boy Ranma in the show, so like, is the fact that Ranma is is the whole premise of the show supposed to be a spoiler? Because they kind of introduce Ranma as a girl first, and then don't explain it until like at the end, near the end of episode 1. That's always what I am concerned, I've always confused about. Like, if it's a spoiler that happens in like the first episode, like, is it really a spoiler? Because like, it is a spoiler, but it's also like the premise of the show. So like, I don't know, man. But it would only be a sport, not, you would only, that would, but like, why would you even make your series structured around that? Like, why would they like try to hide the fact that of Rama's gender, the whole premise of the show, like, they're in the show? Like, I don't know why, like, isn't it on the back of the manga? Isn't it on the isn't it on the back of the tin? why are you acting like it's a whole spoiler plot point? More shows need to not do a theme song in the first episode. I am also very against having openings in the first episode, at the beginning of the first episode, because like, it's kind of supposed to act as like a trailer for a lot, for like a sneak preview for the show. But you know, if you're going into, okay, if you're going into the show completely blind, like I do a lot of the time, then it's nice to not just go in completely blind, and then the opening can spoil things. But this doesn't spoil things that much. I mean, there's literally like screenshots of certain episodes that happen in the background here. But I feel like as far as anime openings go, it's not very spoilery. But like, just for like this, where they like introduce Ranma as a girl first. Oh woo! Want to listen to one of the themes in cartoon history, in my opinion? Okay, have fun. But yeah, I like having openings at the end of the first episode. Also, pronouns are going to be very difficult for this discussion, because like, okay, they usually, let's, it's like that they always, for characters who know both genders of Ranma, they always use he him, but technically that is not in the original Japanese script, and I'm bad with pronouns, so if I switch between he, him, they, them, I'm apologize. Where Rupita has the opening at the end of the first episode, because they know it'll have 1,000 spoilers. Yeah, some anime do that. It's pretty like 50-50 on whether the anime has the has the opening at the end or the beginning of the first episode. Because I also like the idea that you like, okay, you release the opening and then have a week later release the ending, as opposed to the opening and ending coming out on the same week, right? Or is that just a me thing? I will also be flip-flopping for Ranma's gender. Ranma. 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 I'm okay. But yeah, here's the kind of thing where like they introduce Ranma as a girl first, and then they get introduced to like the main cast of like Akane and her two sisters and her dad. Like before they do anything, and then the whole time Ranma's like, I should really tell them that my big secret. And then Ranma and Akane are like friends at first, and they're like, oh, that's really nice. And they do a little sparring match, and Akane's like, oh, you know, I don't mind losing if it's to a girl, ha ha ha. And I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna do the thing. They're gonna do the thing where they hate it, where they get along at first, and then they have a misunderstanding and they hate each other. And you know what? Guess what happens? That exact thing happens. Where Ranma gets splashed with hot water and then turns to a boy, and then Akane comes in thinking that this girl Ranma is big floppy diggus. Do I have to explain the hair? You might have to explain the hair. Is it supposed to be like a dragon? What? Because I don't know. Is it supposed to look like a dragon? Because there's like these dragons on the border sometimes, and like ancient Chinese is some sort of hold on, I can't do a Boston accent. Boston is some sort of Chinese myth dragon. Resisting the urge to play that whole video. I don't. The only reason I'm not doing that is because A, it could be copyrighted, and B, I forget the name of the video. It's just some Boston people, some two Boston guys watching a Pokemon episode. It was like, yo, Pikachu the shit, bruh. What is that? Some Dragonite comes on screen and they're like, is that some sort of Chinese myth dragon? And I just like Chinese myth dragon. But that's my guess of the hair, is that it's supposed to look like a dragon. But I just like the character design in general, because it works as like black boy hair or red girl hair. There's also lots of scenes of people pulling apart Ranma's collar to look at her boobies. And here you can is this too unsafe for YouTube? Don't look at it too much. Again, they do just have like somewhat like topless scenes, but they don't draw the nipple, and it's weird. That's a weird thing about anime, is that like you can draw characters completely naked, but you just don't draw the private parts and you're all good. Heaven has passed. But yeah, then afterwards they hate each other. Me. Okay. This is the power that I hold. This is the power that I hold. And I think it happens again. I don't know why I saved these screenshots. But yeah, I hate how Akane and Ranma are friends at the beginning until the bathroom walk-in scene, and then they hate each other. I just want people to get along, okay? I know you have to have like tension in the romance, and that's like the whole kind of like premise of the show, is that they kind of hate each other, but they kind of like each other, but they kind of hate each other, but they kind of like each other. But I just don't. I'm not a huge fan in general, but how they do it specifically, where they start as friends and then they have a misunderstanding. It's just like one trope I'm not a huge fan of into another. My hair is the only one color in the manga, black with just a sheen in the girl form. Where the anime they give Ranma red hair to help tell the difference. Yeah, that would help change the difference. That actually makes sense, because there's some points in the anime where some characters have like don't initially realize what gender Ranma is until they grope her up. And I'm like, are you colorblind? And apparently the answer to that question is yes. I should have intuited that myself, because yeah, of course the black and white manga does not have colors. Yeah, Ranma doesn't change clothes. Like, they have like whole ass conversations, and then they're like, wait, hold on a minute. Is that boobies? Yes, many characters have dummy brain. At least it's somewhat more reasonable if you ignore the hair color. But yeah, it's funny. So you know, I'll give them a pass for that because it's funny. Yeah, here they have the sleeveless. He has the sleeveless shirt. But yeah, I thought it was just gonna be like a thing, but it only happened like in the second episode where all the guys in school try to beat the crap out of Akane so they can date her. Don't ask me how that works. Step 1, beat up Akane. Step 2, question mark. Step 3, date Akane. But yeah, anyway, here's maybe one of my favorite characters. I wrote down his name is Kuno. Who said hi? What were those suitcase backpack called? I want to say they just might. I don't know if they have a name. It's not like they're not. I don't remember the name off the top of my head. Unlike the elementary school backpacks, which are dandoseru. But I don't remember if I don't know if these things have a specific name other than just kaban or bag. Also, welcome back, Sundry. Yeah, I don't know why my on-screen chat is more up to date than my like windowed chat. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I love how dumb Kuno is, especially okay. I liked Kuno more at first, but because a lot of other like characters that were introduced after him kind of just did his bit but better. But I still like it. I like how he's incredibly stupid. A lot of the characters in this show are very stupid, and I mean that in the most endearing way possible because they're great and it's really funny. Oh yeah, I also didn't forgot another part of tension in the show where Rama and Akane are engaged because their parents are like, "Oh, we got to keep the dojo, Akane's dojo alive, the family dojo alive, so you're going to get married to Ranma." And then they're like, and then yeah, they whine about that the whole effing series. You know what I said about characters having a dummy brain, yeah? Because he absolutely hates male Ranma because he wants to date Akane, and Ranma is engaged, quote unquote, to Akane. But then, as soon as he sees girl Ranma, he immediately falls in love with girl Ranma without realizing the two are the same. So it's really funny. I do like how they do definitely use this well. I complained last time in Tensai Oji-san about how they don't really use the thing super duper effect. Well, I don't know. They used it well in that series, just in a very different way. But here they do definitely like make use of the fact that Rama has two different forms for, you know, character development and comical effects. Because you have characters like this where they don't know that girl and boy Ranma are the same person, so they have very different feelings towards both versions. Man gets caught in the world's stupidest love triangle. One of the 15,000 stupidest love triangles that are in this series. And then I don't actually remember what happened in episode 3. So, oh yeah, I do like how they never like I don't know why they never want to animate the transformation, so they just use very clever editing techniques to hide it. Like they have Akane going in the foreground to hide the transformation from girl to boy. But most of the time they just have like a blanket waterfall covering all of them. Yeah, and here they have like projector of flashback. I don't know what to call this kind of thing where the characters are standing and then like the flashback happens like it's a movie projector being splayed onto them in the background. That's fun. And the here's the part where he meets a girl. They fall into this pool. He meets girl Ranma and he's like, "I love you. I love you. Please marry me." And then upon hearing this news, they just kind of disintegrate. When, you know, and I'm like, you know what? Same. Is this episode 3? No, I think that's the end of episode 3. Maybe that's not the end of episode 3. I'm trying to, I don't, okay, here's the issue. I normally have these screenshots labeled, but for some reason, after episode 2, they stopped being labeled. So I don't remember if this is at the end of episode 2 or 3. I don't remember. I didn't watch the dub of Legoshi from Beastars. They translated, I think they translated like the names really weird, and that put a bad taste in my mouth, so I never watched the dub. I also watched the first season before the dub even came out. But I think they are like too literal. Like they literally call them like Legoshi. That's episode 2. Okay. Because I have nothing to say about episode 3. Other than the screenshots that I have. But the screenshots that I have should be sufficient. Okay. This is the end of episode 2, where Ranma gets proposed to and then disintegrates. That happens several times where something dumb. That's, you know what? I was thinking of this when I was watching Cardcaptor Sakura, which, by the way, Cardcaptor Sakura is another, not a gender bender anime, but one of those things where, like, the female outfit was made first and is, like, the main outfit because, like, for the school uniform in Cardcaptor Sakura, like, the female school uniform is definitely supposed to be the main one, and anytime you see a guy in school in Cardcaptor Sakura, it looks a little awkward, because you can definitely tell that that school uniform was made with the girl uniform in mind first. Anyway, I missed the old anime trope of characters falling down when something dumb happens. I don't know why, I love it so much, but it never happens in newer anime. But this is kind of like the equivalent of that, where like something dumb happens and then Ranma doesn't quite fall down, but either disintegrates or shatters or turns into a Paper Mario character and then floats off in the breeze. Like, it's really fun. I have to talk about that. I mean, if as long as it's up to episode 3, we're talking about episode 3. But yeah, I definitely appreciate that anime trope, and I want them to bring that back. I want them to bring back characters falling down when something dumb happens, because I think it's really funny. And I want them to bring back Toast in Mouth, please. We need to start a petition to bring back Toast in Mouth. I will bring this up every single stream I can find. Bring back Toast in Mouth. Also, when I was playing the, you know what I'm saying? Clip, I did not have, desktop audio. So I was just laughing at nothing. Just like Pokemon. Yeah, they do that in old Pokemon, too. Not new Pokemon. Not new Pokemon. They do that in old Pokemon, like Season 1 Pokemon. It's like an 80s, 90s thing. And, like, in the 2000s, they, like, slowly phased it out. Don't like Akane's schoolgirl uniform. I kind of like it. I don't know. It looks very, like, Moo dress-like. It's very much like it's blue. It's a blue dress and not much else, but I don't know. It works with her design. I see where you're coming from, but you know what? I can't say that I super hard agree. But yeah, this is kind of what they do, where it just like standing and then waterfall and then girl. They got a little bow in the back. Like, it's okay. Does any of the other girls have this uniform? I don't know if they just show any, like, girls. No, they do. They definitely do. I don't know. If they do, I don't have any screenshots of it. Shoryuken! In Sun and Moon, they have the characters go black and white manga style with low poly lines. Well, Pokemon Sun and Moon is an exception, not the rule. Because Pokemon the Sun and Moon anime is just kind of goes crazy sometimes. That just kind of just changes complete art style. One time just had the art style of I'm not Funko Pop. What the fuck? What the fudge is that show that has like a different they have like the same scene but 3 times with 3 different voice actors and they have a different take and the script is different every time. I don't remember what that show is called. Oh, Babyish. Yeah, you know what? I do see that now, where it's very like she looks like a baby. You know what? Now that you say baby, I think you might Tevin. You might have ruined this for me. I don't know how to tell you this. Pop Team Epic. I was right with the pop thing. Yeah, Pokemon Sun and Moon just for randomly, like when something dumb happened, they just made a Pop Team Epic face. I thought it was funny. There's a reason why Pokemon Sun and Moon top 10 anime. Just yeah, all the girls wear just Ranma doesn't wear your school uniform. How does Ranma get away with that, by the way? Usually, like, in every single anime. Like, sometimes an anime characters get in trouble at school for having different colored hair. Like, I think that happened in, I was gonna say Sailor Mercury. That is 100% not even close to what I was thinking of, and not even the name of a show. It's the name of a character in Sailor Moon. Fruits Basket. Would ask how my mind works sometimes. The main character syndrome. But there was a joke in Fruits Basket where one of the characters' hair was like one of the dude's hair was like blue, and one of the teachers was like, "Hey, you know that's not your natural hair color. You're not allowed to dye your hair." And he's like, "It's my natural hair color. You want me to prove it to you?" And then they went into the bathroom and then came out a few seconds later, and the teacher's like, "Okay, I believe you. That's your natural hair color." I hope you get over your cold. I hope you get warm soon, Sundry. Doka! Oh, I do like the animation where I do like how Ranma gets beat up by Kane a lot, and then but because Ranma is like a super martial arts expert, like he don't care. He's just kind of chilling. He's just kind of chilling. He gets knocked 15,000 feet into the air, and it's just kind of chilling. It's really funny. I also like this scene. I don't know. I'm a sucker for big fancy space things that reminds me of home. And here's another instance where they did that. And then oh yeah, here's one of the first instances where they forgot what gender of Ranma they were talking to, and then had to rip open her shirt. Is this an ecchi anime? Some websites classify this as an ecchi anime, and some don't. It's really not, I would say, but just like every so often they'll just like strip Ranma for no reason. I wouldn't say edgy. I'm saying ecchi, like erotic. But I guess that could work too. And then this I sometimes got the subtitles too, where if I wanted to remember a quote where Akane's like, "You need to remember what gender you are," because they were about to fight Keno, this guy, but they forgot what gender they were, and then we're like, "Whoops, hold on, I forgot you're in love with me now. Hold on, hold the phone." Forgot to mention Rama's last name means rice planting girl. I should have looked that up because I noticed the kanji for girl in Rama's name, and I was wondering if that was intentional or just like a weird thing to just say like, yeah, Ranma Saotome could be a girl or a boy's name. Who knows, man? Kuno, yeah. But you know what? Base Kuno, he wants the harem ending. Also, like, they're completely clashing art. So there's like 4 different art styles happening in this screenshot right now. It's kind of funny. I also am okay. I don't want to talk too much about the screenshots. I will describe the screenshots. I want to at least make it the thing listenable without the screen visuals or the screenshots. A, for people listening to this as a podcast or like in the background and not looking at the screen, and B, just in case these things get taken down for copyright and I have to re-upload. In case I have to re-upload the video without the screenshots. Kitty, are you okay? I gave you ice water. I put ice in your water like you're a goddamn princess, and that still didn't make you happy? That's crazy. They don't really go nude in the second half. Yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't know. I guess it has ecchi moments, but it has lewd moments, but it's not inherently lewd, I suppose. This is not going to be under 3 hours, by the way. I'm just letting everybody know. I like the composition in this scene. Again, outside the first episode, they don't do anything too super crazy, but sometimes, the show just kind of gets really good animation for a second or two, and it's like, ooh, nice. I like an animation. And then the beginning of episode 4 has a recap in fighting game style. And again, they always rip open Ranma's shirt. Like, there's no way to tell someone's gender other than by ripping open their shirt. Is this anime problematic? What are you looking at, Kat? What are you staring at me for? Anyway, I need to take a drink before I go on this next rant. We're done talking about episodes 1 to 3, but I have one more. I have one rant to go on. So glad they changed this intro every single episode. Yeah, like after episode 3, they have like a recap, and it's like in a different art style every time. That's really funny. Okay. Anyway, so we have the blah 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 blah. I can't speak. So after the 3rd episode, they kind of have like a soft reset where like the first story arc ends, and then they have a recap, and then they start the next arc in episode 4, and that kind of gets to my conspiracy theory. The original they made you watch the same intro for every episode. Anyway, that gets into my conspiracy theory about how my biggest anime conspiracy theory is every anime is made to be watched in 3-episode chunks. Because in most anime, the first 3 episodes are like the first like mini story arc, and episode 4 starts with a soft reboot. Like, this anime has a recap at the start of episode 4 and introduces a new character with a new multi-episode plot, meaning that episode 3 was the end of like the first arc. So if you're watching it in 3-episode chunks, like this would be, you would be able to watch one arc in one sitting. And there's also many other examples of anime kind of ending arcs at the end of like episode 3, or like a multiple of 3. Like the first big cliffhanger in Steins Gate is at the end of episode 3. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood also has an episode 3 that ends like the introduction arc before starting, like, because like the first 3 episodes of Brotherhood are kind of like introducing the characters before the flashback showing how they got here, and that's at the end of episode 3. The first arc of Index that covers of Certain Magical Index that covers the first light novel is 6 episodes, which is divisible by 3. The first major arc in Evangelion before Asuka joins is also an episode 6. So if you're watching it in 3-episode chunks, then episode 6 would be a good stopping point. Okay, technically Asuka joins in episode 8, but the Rei arc ends in episode 6, and episode 7 is like a one-off. But then the 2 episodes to introduce Asuka ends with episode 9, which is also divisible by 3. And there are also many other examples. There are also many other examples of like there's also many other examples to support my claim that every anime is made to be watched in 3-episode chunks. But another big piece of evidence is that the anime standard episode count is 12 or 24 episodes, which is also a number divisible by 3. Think about it. It all connects. It all comes back to the number 3. So Too Long Didn't Read. If you're gonna So Too Long Didn't Read. If you're gonna binge anime, do it in a number divisible by 3, and then more often than not, you'll end up at a good stopping point. Anyway, back to Ranma. I just wanted to read off the big thing. Because that's what I've always done. I've always done either, like, well, not nowadays I do 2 or 3, but before I did like 3 or 4, and then every time I did 4, I'm like, I feel like 3 is at the end of an arc. I should have stopped at episode 3, 6, 9, or 12. Anyway, about those 3 hours. Listen, that's been something I've been simmering on for like the past decade, okay? That was one of the reasons I wanted to become a VTuber, is to get that out of my system. Because I've been sitting on this conspiracy theory for the past decade. And I needed to get it out, okay? So yeah, if you're gonna binge anime, do it in a number divisible by 3. Because then you can watch a 12 episode anime would take you 3, 6, 9, 12, 4 set watchings, and then at 24 would take you 8. But you could also do 4 as well. 4 is also divisible by 12. 2, 4, 2, 3, 4, and 6. If you wanted it, although not everybody is me and cares about splitting their anime binge watching into even episodes. Also, I count anything more than 1 episode binging, even though that's probably not what it is. Always felt disrespect to watching the first half of how much they went nude. Again, I don't know. I would feel like maybe that's another reason I was never wanted to watch the original, because I don't know. I'm kind of in agreement that nipple is a little bit too naked, you know? But I like how they do it here, where they just kind of strategically, and by strategically, I mean like they just straight up don't draw the nipple. They have the same scenes from the original manga and anime, but they just don't have the nipple. Anyway, back to Ranma. The next batch of episodes we will be talking about is episodes 4 to 7, because every rule has an exception. I know. I just went on this whole rant about how every anime arc is divisible by 3, and now here we have ending this next arc ending on episode 7. But whatever. Every rule has an exception. I mean, generally, if you watch anime in 3 episode chunks, then it generally works out, but not all the time. Like, especially shonen anime have like awkward episode arcs of like they're like 17 or whatever. That's usually how these anime discussions go, where the spoiler-free intro and like the first couple episodes are like half of my notes, because I'm like almost halfway through my notes. So I really don't have much to say about the last half of the show. So yeah, they have this intro that's like a Shoryuken, which I wonder if they actually did the sprite art of this, or if they just put a filter. Because this looks like they did the sprite art, but here this just looks like the anime art style, but they put it through like a pixel filter. I can't really tell. I don't know, like things like this hand like look too good for it to be like a pixel art. I don't know. I would like to give them the benefit of the doubt and say that it's like actual pixel art, but in the style of the anime, but it might just be a filter, especially if it's like a one-off gag. Oh my god, no! I don't know why the beginning of this episode has American style comic panels. Okay, so when I say that a lot of Ranma's outfits are very gender neutral, or gender... Is gender fluid the right word for this? Is very gender... It works with both genders. This is not one of those outfits. Should we discuss Genma? I don't have anything to say about Genma other than he's a panda. If you have something to say, then go ahead. I read a little bit ahead in my notes. I broke it. Hold on. I broke it. I broke it. I broke it. Wait, where's the... Okay, I found it. I couldn't find the highlight tool. I couldn't find my highlight tool. Outfit originally said China in the original. I'm glad that we have the Ranma lore expert here. We're here, it just says smile with a heart. Anyway, it was at this point where I realized, oh yeah, every single one of Ranma's rivals is an idiot. It wasn't just Kendo, it was literally everybody. Because we have, oh gosh, I did not write down, Ryoga. I didn't write down their name. Ryoga here, is, an idiot in a different way, because, they just get lost all the time. Because they had beef with Rama, because they were, like, he was fighting with them. I can't get my effing pronouns straight, I'm sorry. You can cancel me if you want. But, what was I saying? I don't remember. English is hard. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get better with my pronouns. Anyway, Ryoga had beef with Ranma because, and then, for some reason, I don't remember exactly why, but then he was like, show up to this spot and then we'll fight, and then Ranma showed up, but he didn't because he gets effing lost all the time. Like, here he is in Hokkaido, and also, I screenshotted this specifically because I'm like, oh yeah, those mountains, like, even before they said Hokkaido, I'm like, oh yeah, that's definitely Hokkaido. Just for, like, the mountain range and the cows. That's like the two things that, like, Japan always uses to signify Hokkaido. Like, if there's ever, like, an anime scene or, like, any sort of depiction of Hokkaido, it's always, like, mountain range and cows. Gamma's mostly an example of how the curse doesn't really matter. It's mostly just a Rama thing. Genma spends most of his time as a panda because he doesn't care. Only transferring back during exposition. Halfway through the series, like, he starts using, like, boards to talk because he can't talk in that form. And yeah, most of the time, it's not that big of a deal because how often are you really getting splashed with hot or cold water? So it's just being able to switch back and forth just seems like a benefit. I don't know. Like, I'm just saying, where are those springs? I wanna find those. I'll take the curse. I volunteer. I volunteer as tribute. Give me the curse spring. Give me this curse spring in the titties. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. But, like, in this series, because it's a comedy and because it's a plot point, like, you get characters randomly dumping cold water, like, out their window for no reason. Like, here, Rama's just standing there and then girl. Just because, and then somebody's like, hey, you shouldn't splash water out the window. Somebody could be standing there. Only cows live in Hokkaido. Everyone knows this. Look at Full Metal Alchemist. Come to Hokkaido, we have cows. Unironically true. Because every single, like, milk or cheese product has a little picture of Hokkaido on it. But yeah, I like how Ryoga fights with a sword umbrella. It's really cool. Nah, I also like how he has a bunch of bandanas. That's also really funny. That's like a bit where he, like, throws bandanas at Rama as, like, an attack, and he just has more bandanas. Hokkaido population cows. There's people who have Hokkaido. Sapporo, the beer, I think is from Hokkaido. Actually, Sapporo might be a place in Hokkaido. Sapporo. Sapporo City, Hokkaido, Japan, or Sapporo Beer Brewery. Okay, I don't know. I'm pretty sure they have something to do with each other. We're focusing, okay? We're focusing. But yeah, I do like Ryoga. He does stick around, unlike Kendo or Keno or whatever, and a lot of other rivals. Like, he kind of sticks around a little bit, so he's more of a reoccurring character than most. Like, I would consider him like the third main character next to Ranma and Akane, and he's cool. I like the super strong but idiot kind of characters with a bad sense of direction trope. Is it a trope? Because I can only think of two characters. This guy and Kenny from Bleach, who is also really strong but has absolutely no sense of direction. So I would not be surprised if that it's not a trope and those are the only two characters and Bleach took inspiration from Ranma. Because I would say, I was gonna say, out of all of the really popular shonen, Bleach does have a lot of focus on character relationships and stuff like that. I don't know. Zoro from One Piece is like that as well. Okay, maybe it is more of a trope than a direct. I mean, it could be a trope started from Ranma. You know how these things work. Kenpachi, Zaraki. Kenpachi of Zaraki. From Bleach, by the way. Also, fun fact, Zaraki is the place that he is from. So he is the Kenpachi is a title and Zaraki is where he's from. So he's literally the Kenpachi from Zaraki or Kenpachi Zaraki, which is actually how a lot of like old Japanese names work, where their like name is literally like where they're from. Because sometimes you'll hear like Ash in Japanese introduce himself as like, oh fudge, what the hell is Pallet Town in Japanese? He's like, I'm Pallet Town's Ash, or Pallet Town no Satoshi, or something to that effect. As in, as if he introduces himself as if the word Pallet Town is part of his name, but that's just kind of like a traditional way to introduce yourself. Hello, I'm Solaris of the Sun. something like that. Anyway, there's your Japanese fact for today. And also your Bleach reference. We got 2 for 1. Let's go! Masara Town, yeah. Masara no Satoshi. Oh yeah, he stole limited time bread. Which I think is the second show in a row, or the second show this month that I have seen that has the school convenience store having a very limited supply of bread being a major plot point, because I was also watching 100 Girlfriends and season 2 and like the second episode of season 2 of 100 Girlfriends. That's a lot of numbers. Is also very based around the fact of people trying to get a piece of food that gets sold out very quickly in the school store. And yeah, that's as someone who lived in Japan and went to like a college, like that's a thing. Because I remember I think, oh gosh, it was a long time ago. It was like when I studied abroad, so that would be like 2017 to 18. Which is almost 10 years ago. I must re-age. Anyway, I think it was like Wednesdays. They had Subway sandwiches at the school's convenience store at the Japanese college. And if you did not get there early, you did not get a Subway sandwich. I want to eat an Anpan one of these days. I know a lot of like Japanese Asian grocery stores in the West have Anpan. It's not that rare of a thing. Yakisoba bread, definitely you never see outside of Japan. But Anpan, you can make your own Anpan. You can make your own Anpan. You can get the on part of the Anpan. Like you can get the beans off of like online, and then you just need to soak the beans and mash them up. But it's probably just go to an Asian grocery store. You'll find it. Or go, you know what? Go to Japan. Go to Japan and go to a kombini. Get some yakisoba pan too while you're at it. Another Ranma gets poured with hot water and then goes off screen real quick to transform and then comes back. I really am interested in the like what would a transformation look like slowed down and shown properly. Like, or how does that work? Is it like a very quick transformation where things like move around, or is it just like a puff of smoke and then, oh, suddenly in a different body? Something like that. I don't know why I saved this one. Mama gets slapped. Anyway, this is the end of episode 4. I'm getting so yeah, about that 3 hours. Listen, I don't have anything to say about the latter half of this effing series, so don't worry about it. Anyway, Ranma and Ryoga are having a fight, and then Ryoga, like, I want to say throws his bandanas and accidentally chops off Akane's hair. And then they're like, woohoo, whoops. And Akane got mad because, like, there was Ranma and Ryoga's fight that cut her hair. I think one of the movies did gradual transformation. That's crazy. You know what? Now you mention it, I might have seen, like, on Sakuga Boru. Is Sakuga Boru still a thing, by the way? I don't have ADHD. Sakuga Boru. SakugaBoru.com. Yep, still a thing. I was thinking that was like one of those old internet websites that would get taken down from copyright, but they have just like cool like animation cuts, that you can see. Here, I'll post in chat and hope that the Nintendo ninjas don't get to me. I don't know why Nintendo would have anything to do with it, but there might be some Nintendo thing. I'm actually looking. Do they have Palutena's Revolting Dinner on here? Oh, frick, yeah, they do! Now Nintendo has reason to copyright claim. Here. Now Nintendo ninjas have a reason to take me down. I'm linking Palutena Sakuga on here. Sakuga is like a Japanese like otaku word for like good animation, by the way. And that is definitely some Sakuga, hell yeah. Summons her staff. Love my waifu. Again, half of these anime streams are just to hang out and chat because I don't do Zatsudan streams very often. Original anime had different hairstyle in it where they doused the girl in water with her hair changing colors before the gender change. With her hair changing colors before the gender change. So basically, for a bit, you get to see girl Ranma with black hair. Oh, I see. Yeah, I should look up. Anyway, later I should, on that website, I should look up Ranma, original Ranma Sakuga, and see if I can't find that cut. Actually, I might. You know what? I effing might right now. Look up Ranma 1/2. See if what is the, okay, you know what, we'll look it up later. 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 Also, why is this live chat? Please update better. I broke it. 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 Where's the? I can't see chat. I can't see chat. Hold on. Docs. Chat. Okay, I fixed it. I was just trying to refresh it to see if that would help. Hey, I tend to forget that Akane even had long hair. I'm being totally honest with you. That was another, like, spoiler that I did not know. Because they changed it in the opening, too. Like, here. I don't have it right here. But, like, after she gets her haircut, like, she just kind of stays that way for a while. Because you can't just magically grow long hair. And I didn't not notice, until, like, an episode or two later that they changed the effing opening to have her with short hair. Because, like, compare this shot to in episode 1. Give me a second. Is the one downside of this new method. Yeah, the episode. Don't look directly at it. Hopefully, that's a small enough box to not require a seizure warning. But yeah, it's like the same animation, but with her haircut short. So like, if they were trying to hide that as like a spoiler, then like that was successful. Here, let's hide this while I flash it. You never be too safe than sorry. It's better to be too sorry than safe. But yeah, then Akane has short hair, and it's like a big character development thing. Hey, guess what? Speaking of Pokemon and Ranma having similar character or having similar anime tropes, Pokemon also did the thing where a female character cut her hair short and then had a character development arc. Because before this point, like she had like a crush on this doctor guy, and who was like obviously way old for her, too old for her, and also he was in love with somebody with her sister. So she was like, I'm gonna grow my hair out just like so I can look like my sister. And then her getting her hair cut and accepting that that was a thing that happened was like a character development part for her. And they did something very similar in Pokemon X and Y with Serena, where she cut her hair and then got like a big character arc. So I wonder, again, what I was asking before, is that like a trope, or was that a thing that was directly... No? Actually, no. I do want to say that is a trope, because I want to say that I looked into this earlier, like when I watched it in Pokemon X and Y. I was like watching some sort of like video or like reading a blog post or something about X and Y. And somebody said that that is indeed a old anime trope that happens a lot, even in like live action shows, where like a girl cuts her hair and gets character development. Every anime does this. Naruto did this. Yeah, you're right. Naruto did do that. Okay, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're 100% right. Fairy Tail also did this. You know what? Not having seen any of Fairy Tail, I believe you. And did Kill la Kill have that? I feel like you're right. With Satsuki. But yeah. So though my question is how old. Yeah. Now my question is how old is the haircutting to character development trope actually is? How old? How old is this trope? Is it? Did it get started in? I don't think it had to have been. I don't think it was started in Ranma. I feel like it was like way before. So I don't know. How old is this trope? I don't know. Who knows? Final episode. That's a spoiler. Is that a spoiler? It's not a spoiler. Don't worry about it. A character gets a character development in the final episode. Oh my god, a massive spoiler. I don't think anyone can watch the show now. Sorry. Oh yeah, you know what? You might be right. It's like a samurai thing. When like samurai's ponytails are like representative of like something, and then when they cut it off, they like get like a different master or something, or like they become like a Ryonin or something. I don't know. You might be right. It might be like as with a lot of anime tropes, it might date back like super far. It might just be like a general Japan culture thing. That's interesting. Anime and learning about cultures is cool. But yeah, because of this whole character development thing, I like Rama's face here. Girl Ranma just makes like really funny faces for no reason. But hey, you know, I like this arc. Episode 5 is like maybe my favorite episode, because it has a lot of good Akane character development. Ranma and Akane's relationship kind of progresses a little bit. They like have conversations, and we get some funny lore on Ryoga. Also, here's another instance where like, yeah, I could see that as being like boys' pajamas, and then you see it in Girl Ranma and be like, yeah, you know what? Also works on Girl Ranma. I would say this more looks like girls' clothes than boys' clothes, like maybe kind of leaning that way, but it's pretty down the middle. But yeah, Ryoga turns into a pig, and you can tell that it's Ryoga because it still has the scarf. I mean, okay, I'm also mixing up Ryoga's pronouns. You say Ryonin? Yeah. Like a samurai without a master. Dad in panda mode, yeah. That's why I couldn't remember what he looked like in the fudging first in the why I didn't know what like he actually looks like because he's in panda mode like 99% of the time. Which you know what? If he just had the option to be a panda and he just chose to be a panda all the time, like yeah, you know what? I think I would also if I had the ability, I would also just be a panda all the time, honestly. Ronin? Ryonin? You know I can't speak. Okay, you wanna know something? Okay, so Ryonin is an actual Japanese word that means both people, as in you both. Hey, you twos over there. Ronin is a masterless samurai. Or, also, here's another Japanese fun fact of the day. High school graduate waiting for another chance to enter university after having failed the yearly entrance examination. So you know how, in a lot of places, especially, but in Japan in particular, has a entrance exam for all their schools. For somebody who tried an entrance exam for a university or college and then failed and has to wait another year, that year they call themselves a Ronin. And I can back this up myself because I met somebody when I was studying abroad in Japan. I'd met someone who was like, "Oh yeah, that happened to me." Like the topic of conversation came up about the multiple meaning of Ronin, and somebody was like, "Oh yeah, I was a Ronin for a year. That sucked. I failed the entrance exam, and I had to just sit and do nothing." Mimiko Takahashi made a series about a school Ronin. That's funny. The fudge was that one meme of like that? There was like a famous Japanese movie of like the 12 Samurai or like the 7 Samurai, and then somebody posted like, "Hey, so I'm watching this movie called like the 7 Samurai, and this is the best line from it." And somebody just says, I think 3 samurai may be insufficient." I'm like, yeah, they're getting that is not as many. Anyway, not important right now. What the fudge was that called? Was it the 7 or 13? Is it I don't know. It's either 7 or 13. Is it 7? 7 Samurai, a 15-4 film. Okay. Okay, I couldn't find the meme I was thinking of, but I did find a different meme. Not the WEPB file, please! If you're listening to this as a podcast, and please let me know your opinions of how I handle this. Do you like the distractions, or do you just want to hear me talk about the show? And me getting constantly distracted all the time is annoying. Also, I guess for people watching the live stream, it's 7 Samurai, by the way. As per this meme, as per this meme, as a Muppet, a samurai Muppet. Akira Kurosawa, yeah, they made a lot of old samurai films. This is not a Japanese history class. This is not as much as it pains me to admit it. It is not a Japanese history class. That's like this dumb dog that was in the opening and this one episode and in no other place. Like they had this dog in the opening, like this dumb dog was gonna be a reoccurring character, but no, it was just a Rama thought this was Ryoga for a second until they found the pig. But yeah, Ryoga gets Ryoga also fell into one of the ponds, because there's a bunch of ponds that give you a bunch of different curses. Like Rama fell in the pond that turns you into a girl. His dad fell into a pond that turns you into a panda, and Ryoga fell into a pond that turns you into a pig. And then when he's a pig, Akane doesn't know that this is Ryoga, and so she cuddles up with him, and it's funny. Another topless Rama scene. Oh yeah, this is really funny where at this point Rama also doesn't know that this is Ryoga. So Rama shoves Ryoga in the bath and then he pops out and they're both effing naked and they have this awkward moment. And I would have shown the screeny, but I don't know if I can show that on YouTube. But afterwards Rama's like, tee whoops. Snow White and the Seven Samurai. If there's something, it's always the rule of seven. There's the 7 Dragon Balls, the 7 Chaos Emeralds, the 7 dwarves, the 7 drawers, the 7 samurai. It's always 7. Pretty sure Gintama made that joke. Pig sitting on girl butt. I don't know if I have that scene. Teehee. And it's Shmooch the pig. Anyway, episode 5 is really funny. That's all I have to say. That's all I had to say. Episode 5 might be my favorite episode because it has the Akane character development where she cuts her hair into character development. I do like long hair Akane more, I'm not gonna lie to you. The red ribbon especially, I think, really brought together her character design, but short hair Akane is also cool. Yeah, you know what? Short hair Akane kind of works too. Episode 5 also had a good Rama and Akane relationship progressing a tiny bit, but it's a 5,000 episode rom-com, so not really, and we got funny lore on Ryoga. So there you go. Ranma getting goosed. I forgot that getting goosed was a phrase, and I forgot that I like that phrase. Meow, 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 meow. And yeah, this is when I noticed that the opening changed, because I think it changed in episode I want to say it changed in episode 5 when, like, because the cliffhanger of episode 4 was her hair getting cut off. So I want to say it changed in episode 5, but I did not notice until like episode 6 or 7. But yeah, so we have a new character that is very Inuyasha coded. I'm assuming she came first, but she definitely reminds me of like some Inuyasha character, like her whole vibe. Like always, I used the wrong term, but whatever. I know what you meant, okay? That's all that matters. But yeah, I at this point I started to realize, oh, that's the show's gimmick, is we introduce a new rival that is stupid. Why are all the rivals stupid? Except this rival is also okay. Actually, every single rival, their whole personality can be boiled down to they're dumb and horny. Because this girl also very similar, is very dumb and good. Okay, dumb, good at martial arts, and horny. That's all. Every single rival character in Ron one half summarized in 3 words. What's his name? You was what? Definitely came first. Rama was for Inuyasha, yeah. And I like when artists I don't know. I like when you can tell that something was made by the same artist. So when I see this, I'm like, they can't believe she's reusing ideas. I'm like, oh, hey, cool. I know this from Inuyasha. We get to see the lore or whatever. I like it. I don't know. Whatever his name was, he was annoying. I don't remember who you're talking about. I also like how she's just kind of standing outside of Rama's house in leotard and being like, I'm gonna kill you, Akane, or whatever. And then the people in the background just trying to go about their daily business are just like, what the fudge is going on here? The pig, oh, Ryoga. Ryoga is the pig, and also this guy. You can tell because they have the bandana. Nobody else can tell, though. I actually had a wrong translation in one of the original dubs. Okay. Yeah, Ryoga turns into a pig. Ryoga turns into a pig. That's his curse. Rama turns into a girl. Rama dad turns into a panda. He turns into a pig. Oh yeah, Ryoga's also one of those names that you can like Enyo, where you can spell it with a you can just spell it Y-O or Y-O-U. AnyList has Y-O-U-G-A. But I would also not blame you for not spelling it with a U. Also, on AnyList, it has his nicknames listed as Pichon, which is a name that Akane gave the pig firm for Pigchan, and then Charlotte, which another character gives him his pig version a nickname of that in a later episode. You know what? AnyList is good, and it's not didn't recently get bought out by a company that uses that is all into AI and NFTs. So there you go. Again, hopefully I have this small enough where me rapidly switching screenshots is not going to give anyone a seizure, but let me know. Anyway, you want some more Japanese lore? This term that is in the background, I know what it is, but when I first, because I've seen this before, but I know from my time of not knowing what this word is that a lot of people don't know. But Iroha basically means like it's the Japanese way of saying like ABCs or like, you know, the fundamentals of like, oh, I'm gonna teach you the ABCs of bike riding, you know, I'm gonna teach you the fundamentals of bike riding. Like Iroha is basically like that same thing. So they have a sign in the dojo that says Iroha as a reminder of like, hey, don't forget your fundamentals. So there you go. There's your fun Japanese fun fact of the fun day. I think whoever did the original dub didn't realize that Kuno was supposed to be his last name, so they accidentally called his sister Kodachika or something. Oh yeah, this new dumb horny Inuyasha girl is also Kuno's sister. It's just funny. I like when like a lot of these characters seem like one-offs, like her and her brother never like show up really again after their initial arcs. But I do like when they have like ties, and they might come back later. I don't know. I've never seen the series. That wasn't a joke. I have not seen the series. That was not a joke. I have not seen the series, so maybe they do come back later. Yeah, second half is basically like a lot of one-off rivals, which is fun. But yeah, it does get a little bit repetitive because this arc, like, a new rival shows up and they're in love with one of the main characters, and they gotta learn a new martial art. They gotta learn gymnastics. And then the next arc is is there's a new rival that shows up and they gotta learn a new martial art and defeat them. Like they do this twice. Just random screenshots. Also, what the fudge is up with this horse's face? I read that as every neigh. I was looking at a picture of a horse. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. Also, like, she's trying to kiss Ranma, and his lips are just kind of like actively in like retracting to avoid it until she kicks her off. Just me trying to go frame by frame. Oh yeah, they also changed the ending when Akane cut her hair. That's something I didn't notice until like episode like 7. But yeah, I think it was like Kane was supposed to fight in the gymnastics, but we're like, hey, Rama's the main character, and we gotta put Rama in a leotard. So you know what? Fine, we'll do it. Also, this says Tenno Dojo or Tendo Dojo, and the Dodo is this middle character. These two middle characters. So Heaven Dojo or Heaven Way way place. What that like those kanji literally mean. But yeah, I say a lot of the time where a lot of Rama's outfits are made to be changed from boy and girl. This is not one of them. This is 100% not one of them. There are definitely female exclusive outfits. Also like how Rama's half asleep and eating a napkin. Also, they have this whole fight. Okay, listen, this is episode 7 is another contender of one of my favorite episodes because this whole like fight was amazing. They had like this weird. They had the radio club broadcasting it, so they had this like POV camera shot. This series like canonically takes place in the 80s. Also, I don't know. I just took random screenshots of funny things I like. Okay, sue me. Mama went to China once and decided only to wear Chinese forever after that. I know. I think Ranma is a shiny boo. I don't know the China version of a weeaboo. Because yeah, he went to China once and then he's constantly like one time like his shirt got like ripped and he's like, "Hey, this is my favorite shirt." So yeah, Ranma's a Chinese weeaboo. But yeah, this whole fight was really funny. Okay, I screenshotted I screenshotted the quote, the subtitles for this, the dub titles, as some people might call it, because that's something that anime is really bad at. Is that for the subtitle, they never put the subtitles for the dub. They always have the subtitles that are translating the Japanese version, and then they assume people watching the dub don't need subtitles or whatever. But there are some anime, especially ones that are put on Netflix, that do have dub titles where they subtitle the actual, like, what they say in the dub. Radio Club was everywhere, yeah. Like, every time there's, like, some sort of big event, like, the Radio Club is always there. It's really funny. But yeah, so the line that that girl Ranma said is, "If you lose, you need to stop bugging both of the Ranma Saotames, hear me?" I swear the first 3 times I heard this line, I swear she said, "If you lose, you need to stop fucking both the Ranma Saotames, you hear me?" I swear. I like rewound that like 5 times and I could not stop hearing until I had to put on the dub titles specifically because I kept hearing, "You need to stop fucking both the Ranma Saotames." I don't know. It's really funny. I was like, what the fuck is she saying there? There's no way she's saying you need to stop fucking both of the Ranma Saotames. Because at this point, they're going with the logic that both girl and boy Ranmas have the same name, even if people don't know they're the same person. The Radio Club gag wasn't in the original, like in the original manga or anime. I'm assuming you mean both. And that's crazy. I can't imagine a Ranma 1/2 without the Radio Club. But yeah, also I just had really good animation for the fight. Also, I'm not the only one that eats chips with chopsticks. I think I might have seen that from an anime, or maybe seen someone in Japan doing it. I don't remember. But yeah, just that there's lots of fun fights and stuff like that, and it ends like with with Ranma effing doing a backward stretch to kick the rival off the podium and win the match. So that's funny. They are completely original. The remake, that's crazy. I changed my mind. I'm never watching the original. I can't imagine a Ranma without the Radio Club. Anyway, that was the end of episode 7. You're like, dang, Solaris, you fudging. That was only the end of episode 7, and you're what? Almost 2 hours into the stream? This is gonna take forever. This is another 4-hour stream. Next batch of episodes is the last. Because 8 to 12 is, Wow, a new rival showed up, and now Ranma and Akane have to learn a new martial art in order to beat them in a contest. What a unique and original plot they did. They didn't just they literally just did this. They just did that. They did this twice in a row. They did this exactly twice in a row. This is what Sundry was complaining about. Where they're like, okay, they had this rival show up and they challenged them to gymnastics martial arts, and then they had to learn gymnastics martial arts, and then they had this other character, these other rivals show up, and then they had to challenge Rama and Akane to ice skating martial arts, and it's the same thing. It's the same. It's literally, literally, like, oh my gosh, literally episode 6 and 7 and 8 and 10 are like the same 2 episodes. So yeah, I don't have anything other than they're cool, they're dumb, they're funny. The fight is cool. That's all I have to say. I will say her design, I forget her name for the audio only listeners. Audio only listeners, I will look up her name. What is... Oh, for this is probably like the opening, yeah. Because on any list, yeah, it was like it listed related anime, and it had Antanante as a related thing, and I was like, oh, it was just the and the bless you opening and or ending theme. I don't remember. The Ranma 1/2. Anyway. Yeah, plot good, plot reused and old and whatever. Azura, yeah, whatever. She does not look like... Listen, I know that this was made in the 80s, but she looks like she's from a completely different anime than from everybody else. Like, she looks like she's like... She looks like she fell out of like Precure or something. Like she fell out of a Magical Girl show. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, is it her eyes? Is it her hair? Is it her outfit? Like, she just looks like a completely, like, she looks like she's from a completely different show. None of these characters are dressed like they're going to the same place. Hold on, I gotta get that meme out. I apologize, audio-only listeners. Actually, I don't even know if I have that meme. She was also a dumb, but kind of funny. She's like, oh, I like cute things, and if I see cute things, then I'm not gonna stop until I get them. That is kind of funny, but also kind of annoying. None of these characters are dressed like they're going to the same place. Found it. Found it. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I love how I remember that and then I found it. It is a Tumblr post. Give me a second. And I apologize, audio only listeners, which unironically just might be me in the future, nobody else. But yeah, she reminds me of this Tumblr post of I love Soul Eater because none of the main characters dress like they're going to the same place. Like, none of these people are going to the same place. And here we go. I don't know anything about the show, but in order from left to right, it's Hot Topic employee who's pushing the dress code even for Hot Topic. 14-year-old going to his first beatboxing competition. Guy coming back from a cyber goth rave. Girl heading to an anime convention. Emo 13-year-old being forced to go to his uncle's wedding, and sisters signed up for square dancing class by their overly enthusiastic parents. I was not expecting it to be a Soul Eater meme. I remember I thought I saved that meme specifically because I thought specifically because I wanted to send it to Tevin, because I know Tevin's a big Soul Eater fan. But yeah, that's the best thing about Soul Eater, is that none of the characters are dressed like they're going to the same place. Here, Tevin, before I forget, I'll just send you the Tumblr post. Actually, you know what? Here, I'll just put it in the chat. I'll just put it in the chat. I will cite my sources in the chat. But yeah, what the fudge is going on with the outfits in Soul Eater? None of the characters. They go to a school. Is there no school uniform? Why are none of the characters dressed like they're going to the same place? Also, that says Kisetsu, which means passed out. His eyes turns into passed out. And his eyes turned into wake up. I like Rama's dumb face while being really bad at ice skating. Oh yeah, I like this part where Rama's flailing on the ice and then just kind of turns into like a Paper Mario thing. And then Rama gets... Oh yeah, that's my favorite. My favorite part about this arc is where the main character gets sexually assaulted. That is a good face though. This dude like actually like pins her down and kisses her. Like that's a little. Then Rama just kind of shatters. And you think this is like some sort of visual screen gag, but then it zooms out and it just shows Ranma shattering in real life. Well, Akane is just like, this BS. You know what? In shots like this, I like Akane's short hair. It works. Ranma's hatred of his girl form is mostly due to his toxic masculinity. Oh yeah, I mean, the show hasn't really touched on it too much, but yeah, that's why in anime history circles, the show's talked about a lot about how it was a very early time where anime talked and critiqued gender stereotypes and roles. But yeah, so Ranma, and the show hasn't really gotten super deep into it, and so maybe we'll talk about it more next time. But I don't have more to say about that than it's challenging gender norms or something. I don't know. They don't really get it super into it in this first season. But yeah, I love the animation I just love the creative animation things. I remember when that happened in Kill la Kill and people made fun of it, where somebody rotated like they were a Paper Mario character, and people are like, this is bad animation. And now people are seeing the light. People are seeing the light where limited animation can be used for comedic effects. So yeah, Rama shatters in real life and then reforms vaguely and then runs away crying and then comes back in guy form and then kicks the F out of him. Because he falls down, it looks like he got beat up, but then the guy that he fought is like can't move at all and passed out, like standing up. My knowledge of the series is screwing with me a little bit. But yeah, no, I like this outfit for Akane. The little jacket works, and the short hair works. Stupid people call everything bad animation, I know. It's definitely limited animation. It's not like Sakuga, but it is creative and fun. And isn't that the point at the end of the day? Not how much time it took you to draw everything, but how fun it is. Nandaro Baketo. Sorry, I'm good. Anyway, here's the Charlotte Cup, which is the big fight that they have. That is legally distinct from the Wrestling Cup. And see, I like outfits. Short hair Akane works sometimes. You know what, Tevin? I'm coming back around. I'm gonna disagree with you. Short hair Akane is good. I like short hair Akane. Also, you can definitely tell, because of the funny animation, when the animation is like serious and realistic, that's how you know it hurts. Like Rama got slammed into this wall, and you can tell that like, oh, they actually got slammed into that wall and it hurt them really bad because it wasn't like it was realistic animation. It was like very detailed. Like it wasn't funny animation. It was like actually like someone's body getting thrown into a steel brick wall. So I don't know. That's a fun use of the different varying animation styles of this show. The shoujo ass pig. Yeah, this is the girl that calls the pig Ryoga pig Charlotte. Sorry, Sharudoto. Okay, means cup. This is also ice skating guy's hallucination of kissing Ranma again, and Ranma's a cartoon, not a cartoon, a crayon drawing. And we also get an outfit change. Also, this fight goes on for 2 episodes. Because this is like the cliffhanger of 1 episode. So it's the same plot as the last 2 episodes, but now it's 3 episodes. Or it's like 2.5 episodes. Because then, like, halfway through episode, hold on. I'm not been looking at my notes. Okay, yes, that's all I had to say. Azusa, who I wrote down the name of, is a very out-of-place design. It looks like she belongs in a magical girl anime. Ice skate fight is cool, kind of boring right after the fight. Last fight is literally the same, and it goes on longer. But then they immediately mix it up. Like, they did the same thing twice in a row. But then they immediately mix it up where the next rival literally busts down the effing wall and is adorable. I don't know. I like buns and purple hair. Sue me. Literally, sue me. But it's really funny how the next rival, like, it's not at the beginning of the next episode. Like, literally halfway through 8, 9, 10, halfway through episode 10, new rival just literally kicks down the effing door, kicks down the wall, and busts in halfway through the episode. That's really funny. We got Shampoo. Shampoo might be the best character. I know I say that a lot. Listen, I agree with Sundry saying that the plot can be very, like, meandering and slow and boring sometimes. But the characters really carry it. The characters and the animation really carry it and really make it, like, an entertaining watch, which is why I'm having a lot, which is really weird because I'm usually, like, I like writing, but so, okay, my expertise is writing because I'm a novice writer and I like the kitty? No? What the fudge was that? Am I crazy? I thought I saw the cat, but the cat's over there. Anyway, my expertise, quote unquote, is in writing, so I don't have a lot to say about things like animation or visual design or just, like, you know, how the characters are fun. I mean, I guess that's kind of writing. But I like it, okay? We love Shampoo. Shampoo's like, get this ice skating bullshit out of here. It's time for Shampoo. I have several things to say about Shampoo. 1, love her. I have things to say. 1, I love her. I like buns and purple hair. And 2, the dub actually cares about being bilingual. Also, anime girl with sword is my aesthetic. Is that a hairstyle that Rumiko Takahashi uses a lot? Like long hair with a bow, with buns? Because I can't really think of any other character. Sailor Moon? That's not a Rumiko Takahashi thing. But yeah, Shampoo is from China and does not speak Japanese/English. And the dub actually does care about her being bilingual, which is kind of nutso. Because there's a lot of anime that infamously just, like, completely write out any sort of, like, bilingualness, and they just kind of say, like if this was, like, I've not seen the original dub, but I imagine the original dub was just like, she's talking in a weird accent, I can't understand her. Where she's actually supposed to be speaking in Chinese. You think I'm joking, but, you know, that there's been an anime that do that. Inuyasha has a similar, and Lum. I forgot that. I keep forgetting that Rumiko Takahashi made Urusei Yatsura. Yatsura? Sai or Sei? It's spelled Sei. It is Sei, okay. Yeah, not really the buns, but kind of like the big bangs with the big round bangs. What do you call this? They're not bangs. Like, it's like sideburns, but for girls. I was gonna ask this question earlier because this question came up earlier when I was doing. I was doing the thing that writers do, where I was writing about lore for characters that I've will never, may ever not write about for never 1,000 more years, as opposed to working on my current writing project. But I was trying to describe like sideburns, but girls. Is it still called sideburns? The original job, Shampoo had a possibly offensive stereotypical Chinese accent. Yeah. There you go. You think I'm joking? I never joke. I've never made a joke in my entire life. Everything I've said is completely serious. Okay, see, the joke is that was a joke. But yeah, the dub actually does care about Shampoo being bilingual, and that's crazy. And then, because yeah, Shampoo mostly speaks in Chinese and then says like short phrases in the native tongue. What do we call that? Because it's in the Japanese dub, it's Japanese, but in the English dub, it's English. But she's just like, Rama, hate Rama, kill Rama. And she's adorable. Is it that part, like her English, her bad English, that has the offensive Japanese accent, or is it her Chinese that has an offensive Chinese accent? The default language. Audio track 1. Boy type Rama, girl type Rama. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, I do like how the interactions she has with the two Ranmas, because the girl Ranma, girl Ranma beats Shampoo in China. This happened in China. I don't know why Ranma met all these characters in China, because Ryoga was also ran into Ranma in China. But so Rama beat Shampoo in a contest, and because of that, she wants to kill girl Ranma. But then when boy Ranma does the same thing, she's like, "Well, I have to marry boy Ranma." And it's like, oh, this is kind of when they talk about like, you know, gender stereotypes and gender roles and gender worms and whatnot. Because it's like, oh yeah, you know, if you beat me and you're a boy, then I have to marry you. But if you beat me and you're a girl, I have to kill you. And they're like, why should it matter if it's a boy and a girl? It's not a thing. And I'm like, yeah, it shouldn't matter. Marry girl Ranma, kill boy Ranma. Guys, marry, fuck, kill boy Ranma, girl Ranma. Don't ask why there are three options and only two options. There are 3 choices and only 2 options. What do you want? This better be important. Is it my Switch 2 invitation? Oh, okay. Yeah, you know what? I have desktop audio muted. Let's actually watch this clip. Anything goes martial arts. I forgot that's the school of martial arts. Oh my god! she said like rice that sticks to wok. Also, it's a very trippy watching old Ranma after watching so much new Ranma. What is this Ranma voice actor? Why is Ranma sound like he's like a 12-year-old on Call of Duty Online? I really hope this is actually muted. Kevin, I'm gonna admit to you, I kinda like it. I kinda like it! I'm now very tempted to watch all 600 episodes of original Ranma one half because I'm a fan of what I just saw there. I had to open effing social media to look at Tevin's DM, and I just see Nintendo Japan post saying news release regarding efforts to prevent unauthorized listings of Nintendo products on flea market sites have been posted. Don't effing resell our crap, you effing scalpers, you scum of the earth. We will kill you. Is basically what I'm assuming that press release says. I have no idea why they gave boy Rama a girl voice in the dub. Yeah, don't worry about it. Again, 12-year-old that says slurs on Call of Duty Online ass voice. But yeah, Shampoo is very cute and funny. And actually not that stupid. You know, she's actually unique. She's very unique from all of, listen, as much as we complain about, what was that, episodes 6 to 10? Like episode 6 to 10 is just like very boring and monotonous, but then Shampoo, that kind of like exemplifies Shampoo, makes Shampoo stand out more compared to the kind of boring last couple episodes. Is that kind of cheating? Yes, just make every episode interesting, but the boring episodes still kind of have a point because they make the more interesting episodes more interesting. It's like when you get through a really bad anime filler arc and then you get to canon material and you're like, oh yes, this is like a breath of fresh air. So I don't know, it's weird. Anime is weird. Again, just make every episode good, but there's my cope of watching bad and of wasting my precious time on this earth watching bad anime. Is that bad anime makes the good anime better. That's my cope, and I'm sticking to it. He has 2 different female voice actresses in the original dub. That's really funny. I don't know if I have any screenshot of this. No, I do. I just wanted to say that I like anime characters contemplating life on top of rooftops. Gotta be one of my favorite anime tropes. It's not used very often, but when it does, like it hits, man, it hits. And then I like Shampoo came into Ranma's bedroom and started cuddling boy Ranma, and then Akane's like, hey, fuck you, I'm gonna fucking show you, and fucking poured cold water on him and then turned him into a girl. And then Shampoo's like, yeah, your boobies. I must kill you now. You have boobies, I must kill you now. You have dishonored my legacy. So yeah, hopefully Shampoo's character arc is that she stops being sexist and just accepts her bi-ness. Her bi-ness? Her pan-ness? Don't worry about it. Original dub, Shampoo has the same voice actor as Kagome's mother. You think I remember the voice actor, what effing Kagome's mom sounds like? I know what Sora's mom sounds like more than Kagome's mom. Are they gonna replace Sora's voice actor? How bad is it? How cooked are we, chat? How cooked is English voice actor Sora? At that point, I was kind of tired of the whole love triangle. I was tired of her. Shampoo or Akane? No clue. But yeah, this was another well-delivered line in the dub. Where Shampoo, I like Shampoo. Didn't you just say you like Shampoo? Shampoo's the best rival? Oh, you're saying Shampoo's the best rival despite the fact that the love triangle is bad. Like, yeah, it's a that's what I was saying. Like, being a very 80s rom-com, it does fall into a lot of tropes like that are very like dated. But yeah, like Ryoga was like debating doing the right thing or the wrong thing. And then so he had the angel and devil show up on his shoulder, which I didn't know was a thing. I don't know if I've seen in any other anime. I can't think off the top of my head. I know it's a very common trope in like Western cartoons. But the angel was saying some crap, and then the devil said, "Shut your halo," and it was delivered in the exact same cadence as "Shut your asshole" or "Shut your butthole." Just shut your halo. It was like two separate syllables, like "shut your halo." Like it had that ah and o sound of asshole. I'm assuming he was saying no clue to the Kingdom Hearts thing, yeah? I vaguely understand what's happening. Anyway, Shampoo gave Akane the kiss of death. And you know what? And Akane's short hair and the baby dress, I'm not feeling. And yeah, the other female girls students have the baby dress. But yeah, then they have a big fight, and then Ranma gets pelted with a desk. And then Akane dies. Akane! And then Mermaid Ranma. And then no. In addition to the rival mixing up the formula, they also don't have like a big thing where like they have to learn a new martial art and then defeat the new rival. Because effing the big twist that happens is effing Akane loses her memories of Ranma after the fight with Shampoo. We get a whole ass like re-zero ass ending to episode 11. where Ranma's like, "Oh my gosh, Akane, you're alive, I'm so glad." And Akane's like, "Who are you?" Hold on, do we have the re-zero sting? If I YouTube search re-zero sting, will people know, will YouTube know what I'm talking about? No, absolutely not. Just Rem head pat videos. Oh, hold on. Hold on, I found it. I found it. Episode 11 was like... I think she calls him Samba at some point. Yeah, they have a couple of jokes where they're like, "Oh, is it Rambo?" And it's like, "That's a different Japanese word. Is it Samba? No, that's a dance." So again, doesn't make the boring episodes better, but the boring episodes do make the crazier episodes stand out more. And then Rama as a mermaid during one of the here's the plot of the episode, or here's the premise of the series. Anyway, Shampoo's like, if you want her memory back, you have to use this specific shampoo, and only I have this shampoo. And I'm gonna hide it the only place I know how. In my cleavage. And Mama's like, I'm not doing that stuff. And yes, there was like a scene that was like, I had to rewatch like 3 times. Because they were talking about shampoo, and they're like, what did Shampoo use shampoo on shampoo with shampoo, and they had shampoo with the shampoo, and we gotta go find shampoo. And I'm like, what the fudge are you guys talking about? I'm completely lost. That's Tevin's spelling of shampoo is messing me up. Where he's spelling it SHANPU with a line over the U, where most places it's spelled like it's spelled shampoo, like the product SHAMPOO. Swear shampoo's hair color is supposed to change color some scenes. Maybe it's supposed to. I don't know. But yeah, Manuke. I think that means like out of touch, out of time. Manuke. Stupid, foolish, idiotic, inane, full idiot, blockhead, halfwit. Yeah. Manuke. Anyway, how Ranma fixes Akane's memory problem is that he just throws insults at Akane until she remembers them. Sure, why not? Let's go with that. Let's go with that. She's like, wait, I remember you. You're an asshole. You're a big old halo. You dress like a hick. You're built like a stick. Is that what they said? I don't remember. Anyway, so Shampoo in Shampoo's very short skirt. I just given up pronouns completely tonight. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, this is almost 3 hours. We're almost done. Shampoo learns about Rama's curse, and I consider a blessing, but they consider a curse, so whatever, let's just call it a curse. And then Shampoo's like, I have to kill you, but I also have to marry you at the same time, and I don't know how to. The traditions are maybe not very good. And then Shampoo runs off crying, and then Ryoga's like, I mean, I guess all's well that ends well, but are you really gonna let Shampoo just cry like that and run off all alone back to China? And then Rama's like, maybe I should go after her. And then the series ends. And then the season is over. And then the season just kind of ends. Rama's like, I should go after her. End. Season 2 is coming TBA. That Rama has a microphone as a speaker in the original dub. Okay. I was like, that's why I don't remember. I just remember that in the dub, Rama calls Akane not sexy. Which is, I think, the laziest insult you could possibly find. But hey, whatever. And is barely qualifies as an insult. Also, I have one quick question. I have one quick question. Who's Ranma? Very tempted to add that as the Discord, I'm very tempted to add that in our Discord server sound effect, and then get onto a call with Dom, and then ask him like, oh, by the way, who are you? Have we met before? But the problem with that is I don't think he's seen Rizio, so he wouldn't laugh. They wouldn't get it. They wouldn't get it. When did they change the opening? I'm trying to find a picture to show just while we do the ending. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Okay. I don't know why I started singing Yoshi. Gag of Akane lifting into Rama's entire body just by his hair. That's funny. Anyway, that is the ending until Suzuku. Until next time. That's not what I wanted to do. What is this layer that I have that's just called no spoil? Okay. You can join the discussion, just no spoilers. I think that's pretty implied. Dun 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 dun. Yoshi! I was like, why do I have that song stuck in my head? And I'm like, oh yeah, because we were playing Yoshi. Or we were playing a banjo hack that had a Yoshi song in it. But anyway, that's the ending. I did enjoy the series. I like the characters. The characters and animation definitely carry the show a lot. Like, the animation is really fun, and the characters are all fun to hang around. And the fights are also like really just funny and interesting because they're more like comedy than actual like serious fighting. It just kind of drags its heels a little bit, you know, especially near like the mid section. Like everything from like after episode 5 and like from episode 6, 7, 8, and 9, like 4 episodes are kind of like the same 2 episodes back to back, and it wasn't that interesting the first time. And 4 episodes doesn't sound that bad, but when we're talking about 12 episodes, yeah, 4 episodes is like almost half. But yeah, I'm glad I waited until the remake to watch the show, because if my main problem is the pacing and the original has worse pacing, then yeah, maybe I'm glad that I waited to the original. I kind of want to still watch the original. It's not completely off the table, but I think at this point I just prefer to wait until the remake is more out. But I do like the 80s 90s art style that the original has. I'm not gonna lie. Camera is framed behind the characters for some reason. Interesting. But yeah, Ranma 1/2. I like it. I don't like it enough to like go out and like watch the original or like read the manga or whatever, but I'll give it a solid, I say solid 7. You know what? I'll give it a 7. There were sometimes if it wasn't for the boring midsection, which is almost half of the show, I would give it an 8. But I think I'll give it like a solid 7 out of 10. And again, that is in relation to all the other anime that I've watched, because I kind of view my scores as like a like a ranking as opposed to actual like numbers. So I don't know. You get the idea. So basically, what I'm saying is like the score would make more sense if you know what the score of everything else that I've watched. And maybe that might happen eventually, but not right now, because we gotta end the stream. Because I want it to be at least under 3 hours, and we got about like 20 minutes. Wait, what's going on, everybody? I'm just kind of keep watching the remake. I'm not a fan of later episodes' art style of the original. How much of the original have you seen? Because from what I hear, hold on. I might have it written down somewhere. Nope, no idea. Hold on. Okay, it was about like episode 40. Episode 48 to like 50 is around when it starts getting like full filler. Because according to this filler list, and at that lines up to what I've heard before, every episode pretty much is canon until episode 47, and then it's like 2 filler episodes, 1 canon episode, 2 filler episodes, 1 canon episode, 5 filler episodes, 1 canon episode, 3 filler episodes, like that. So I think from what I've heard before is that like the original is worth watching up until episode like 40 something. And that has to be like way after. I don't know. Let me see if I can tell from the episode list to see if I can tell where the remake ended off. 15 Enter Shampoo, 16 Shampoo's Revenge, 17 Ranma, Please Don't Say Goodbye. I'm assuming that it's like around episode 15, 16. So yeah, maybe the original's not as slow paced as I thought, but still. Not outside of the realm of possibility, but I think for the moment I'm just gonna keep watching the remake. It was definitely way past the series end, yeah. Because again, what I'm looking at is this first season of the anime covers up to episode 17, and up to episode 40 is like where the anime starts getting glowing full canon or full, like, I was gonna almost said hentai. Full filler. Yeah, the anime just turns into a hentai. It's really weird. It's a weird part about the original. But yeah, I will keep watching the Ranma one half. So if you want to keep watching, keeping up to date, then watch the sequel when it comes out. And I don't think it has a set release date. Yeah, it just says the second season of Ranma one half 2024, but it does not have a set release day. And I am okay with that because I am definitely out of all the old anime tropes I'm sad about dying. A 375 every single week weekly anime dying is definitely something I approve of. Like, take your time, make the anime as good as it needs to be. I'm fine waiting 10 11 more years for Bleach Core 4. And same thing with Ranma one half. But it's weird how we don't even have like a date. Seeing I found like a official trailer. Yeah, no, it just says second season decided. Kette. I think is what that is. I can look it up. Kette. Yep, I'm right. Kette, decision, determination. Although it's more used in like a formal word, like there's the decision to make a season 2 has been finalized. Like, this decision has been formally finalized is kind of what kette means. So it's used in like announcements. There's your 15th Japanese fun fact for the day. Now. So yeah, that's Ranma one half, but that is not what is happening next. Because you want to know what is happening next? Not that! Not that! I still don't get. Oh, I still don't get it. It's bitten all over my keyboard. I'm sorry. Since we have a Ranma one half remake and an Urusei Yatsura remake, can we kindly get an Inuyasha remake? I should watch the remake of Urusei Yatsura. I've seen a little bit of I've not seen any of the original Ranma, but I have seen a bit of the original Urusei Yatsura. But from what I remember, it has the same problem that Ranma and Inuyasha have, where pacing problems. But yes, I would appreciate an Inuyasha remake, especially since the reboot Boruto style sequel did not really go anywhere. Didn't even have a manga. Who wrote that? I'm assuming Rumiko Takahashi supervised it, but I still don't know how that happened. But no, we have to talk about the next anime that we will discuss. Are you ready? Because next effing anime. Okay, so here I don't know. I can't think right now. I'm trying to do an announcement. I'll post it later. I'll post it tomorrow. You'll find out then. Actually, he got a manga after the anime, yeah. So it is basically an anime original. Because a lot of like anime original things have like different have like manga adaptations after the anime. Like Gurren Lagann and I think Kill la Kill? I know Evangelion has a infamous manga adaptation. Because from what I remember, it starts off like fairly faithful to the original anime and then just turns into the author's fan fiction at some point. I don't remember. It could be a different thing. I know there's a different Evangelion manga that is basically like an alternate universe of the one episode where Shinji was like went into like a normal anime. And I'm like, did you forget? I read that. I don't know why. And I'm like, did you forget the whole point of that section in Evangelion was making that Evangelion is not one of those boring anime? That was the whole effing point. I think Rumiko Takahashi just did the character designs. Okay, we gotta end the stream. Thank you very much. Okay, the next anime will be the anime to start off Pride Month. Woohoo! Yay, Pride Month! I'm not buying time while I pull up this image, I promise! So yeah, there will be the anime. I have at least 2 or 3 anime related things that we are going to be doing for Pride Month. And so the first one, which I will announce now after 20 minutes of stalling, is, drumroll please, Yuri on Ice! Can you feel my heartbeat? Not waiting, never enough. We will make history, I'll make it happen, but turn it around. You were born to make history. Anyway, that was the song I had stuck in my head at the beginning of the stream that I had to specifically not sing to not spoil what the next anime discussion is. So yeah, Gay Boys on Ice is basically... Also, did I misspell Yuri in this title card? Effing dang it. And by misspell, I mean typo. Because it's definitely one Yuri on Ice. Which is not a Yuri show. It is not a girls' love show. It is a boys' love show. Hey, look, an anime I never finished. Well, you have 1 week. It is only 12 episodes, and it has a dub. But yeah, Yuri on Ice is, I want to say, an anime original. I think it's an anime original, yeah. Is an anime original, Gay Boys on Ice. Yes, it was. It has a manga adaptation, but that was like a year after the anime. It was like one of those things. So yeah, it is about... Okay, so you remember when, like back in September, my friend Poke got mad at me because Dom got to request an anime and Chris got to request an anime, but Poke was like, why you never asked me for anime recommendation? And then I'm like, I did not know that you cared about anime outside of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, honestly speaking. So I'm like, you know what, I got you. We'll get it. You'll get an anime recommendation at some point. And then several months passed by, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I still forgot you need to. I promised you an anime thing. So I'm like, you know what? You're non-binary and pretty might be gay or whatever. Like, I'm not. You know what? I feel like a terrible friend. I'm not actually sure about my friend's orientation. Although, do I really need to know that? Am I a bad friend for not knowing that? I know their gender. I know they're non-binary. Anyway, they picked Yuri on Ice, and I was like, isn't that more of a because I saw it when it came out in October 2016. It was fall of 2016, which is almost 10 years ago. I'm old. I can't find my toggles. I'm old. Anyway, so I'm like, hey, isn't that more of a sports anime than a like a gay anime? And then they're like, what are you effing talking about? Yuri on Ice is the gayest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And I watched some clips and I'm like, no, you're right. So yeah, it is a very high quality anime original. Cute gay boys do ice skating anime. It is like half of a gay anime and half of a sports anime. So if you don't like sports anime, then you probably won't like it. But I like sports anime. Old. I know. I remember that season. That was the same season. Flip Flappers came out, and a bunch of other like cool anime came out. I remember just like the fall of 2016 having a lot of cool anime. But yeah, that was old. I'm old. My must age happen. Anyway, so yeah, it's been like 9 years, and I've been wanting. been wanting to rewatch this. I've never seen the dub. I watched the original before it even had a dub. I watched the original when it didn't, the anime itself wasn't even finished, because I remember like some of the episodes of this anime were like so finished last minute that like different streaming sites got like different versions of the same episode. Like Crunchyroll had like several, like one of the episodes in Crunchyroll had like several animation errors that the like TV version did not have, just because like I'm gonna fix this, just because like they got a different version because it was just so last minute. I need to fix this anyway, and I might as well do it now. But yeah, so I never watched, the point is I never watched the dub, but I checked some clips of the dub. So a lot of the characters, like Victor and the other Yuri, by the way, the reason why it's called Yuri on Ice is not because it's about girls' love. It is because Yuri is a Japanese name and a Russian name, and the writer thought that was funny, so they were like, yeah, let's make it Yuri on Ice, because there's two Yuris. So it should technically be Yuri's on Ice. But hey, you know, don't at me, bro. There, I fixed it. I hope you're happy. Guy in the blue jacket is the same from Soul Eater. I thought he had like a, yeah, because the Russian Yuri and Victor, the love interest. Hold on, I don't know how any list works for looking up voice actors. Oh, there we go. It's actually a lot better than that. Japanese Yuri's English voice actors non-binary. Hell yeah. I'm fact checking. He's Toma? That's crazy. We'll talk about this more later, I suppose. Yeah, no, Soul from Soul Eater. Not Soul from Enyo Solaris, the YouTube channel, and also the dub of Kamijo Toma. The dub of Kamijo Toma, a certain English dub of certain magical index English dub, whatever, you get the idea. Anyway, they actually have accents, which is another thing that is rarely seen in anime dubs. So I'm definitely interested in checking that out. More of a sports show than a gay show from what I remember, but been promising Pokken anime discussion since last September. Been looking for an excuse to rewatch because I've not seen it since almost 10 years ago. I was waiting to rewatch it until the movie came out, because when this anime ended in 2016, they're like, it's gonna have a movie that's gonna finish the story, and then it got canceled. It got like recently canceled. I want to say it got canceled like a couple weeks ago, like honestly. But yeah, it was like this sequel to Yuri on Ice, the movie, was in development for like almost a decade, and then they finally canceled it, which is unfortunate. But the base anime is still really good. Me watching dub. But yeah, I like to switch between Japanese and English when I rewatch anime anyway. But this dub has accents, and that is not a thing that happens very frequently. Also, it's not 2 weeks, because I asked Poke, like, hey, when are you available to do this? And they're like, well, I'm leaving for like 2 weeks, like next week. So their only availability was June 3rd, which is next Tuesday. So I apologize to myself that I have to binge this 12 episode show in like a week, exactly a week. And also other people, because I generally like to give people 2 weeks warning to watch like a 12 episode anime, just because I think that tends to work out with how comfortably slowly I watch anime, and I'd like to give people extra time. But it just kind of how it worked out. So it will be next Tuesday. So if you want to watch it, there you go. Watch it in 4 3-episode chunks, right? Because I will not be streaming Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and maybe Monday. Here, I can just give you. I'll just tell you my schedule, my current schedule. Because I usually like to keep it a spoiler, but I think I've talked about all these streams before. So, probably... Okay, I don't know my schedule. Okay, 2 reasons. I don't usually say my schedule or post a schedule is because A, I don't like spoiling things, and B, I change things all the time. So, we'll do it on Saturday, not Monday. Oh, it's ending, yeah. So, Saturday the 30th, so no streams this week because I'm trying not to die at work. But this job is ending at the end of the week, so hopefully, assuming I don't move and get into a weird place, but, you know, things are still up in the air, but hopefully there'll be more streams in June. At the very least, I will... Listen, I always try to keep a rule of, like, okay, no matter how busy I get in real life, I want to at least stream once a week. Just because I like streaming, and, you know, I know people like watching, and I don't want to disappoint all the cheese bags that like the streams. So yeah, so I will hopefully stream more in June, but at the very least I will at least do the once a week stream if I'm at the very worst. Have a good week, I guess. I will not. Thank you for the though. But yeah, current schedule is May 31st Saturday is to do the Mario Kart 8 farewell stream. Cuz that's just kind of no. Saturday, May 31st, Mario Kart 8 farewell stream will be the last Mario Kart 8 stream before Mario Kart World comes out. It'll be like the send-off of, like, you know, talking about the last 11 years of Mario Kart 8 and reminiscing and playing all the characters and stages that are not going to be in Mario Kart World, like Charles Martinet. And then Sunday, June 1st, will be the Pride Month celebration beginning. Will just be like a general discussion where we'll talk about gay stuff and gender. It'll be great. Hell yeah. It'll be probably just a shorter chill stream. Although I say shorter chill stream, this was supposed to be one of those streams, and this is going over 3 hours. So. And then Monday, I will probably finish Yuri on Ice, so no stream. And then next Tuesday, the 3rd, will be the Yuri on Ice discussion. Sorry, I misspelled this in my personal schedule. It's Yuri, ! on Ice. I won't tune into that short chill stream. Understandable? I will... I'll try to timestamp that VOD, just in case you want to look at the VOD. And then hopefully the 5th, that Thursday, will be Mario Kart World. Maybe. Hopefully. We'll see. But yeah, that's the general plan. Is no streams this week, and then Saturday Mario Kart, Sunday chill talking about gay stuff stream. We won't get sexual. Is that what you're scared about, Sundry? You know me. We don't talk about sexual things. But as per usual, I will clearly label every stream. Oh, that anime discussion. I know. I got confused because I called the Pride Month chatting stream a discussion. Pride Month discussion. I'll find a better name for it. Not interested in what? Yuri on Ice or Pride Month? But either way, understandable. As long as you're not a homophobe or transphobe, you're welcome. Even if you're not interested in sitting around chatting about gender worms for 3 hours. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. There's definitely a difference between, you know, being a transphobe, homophobe, and, you know, just like not wanting to sit there and listen to me talk about gender for 3 hours. So that is 100% understandable. But hell yeah, I'm excited. Let's go. Woo! I might tune into the Wario Kart World stream. I might. Tune in or don't tune in. You don't have to tell me. You can tune in or not tune in to any stream you want. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I still you see the issue with doing the Mario Kart World stream on Thursday is you know, there's a tiny issue with that one is I don't let me in. I don't have a pre-order. So I'm just gonna lurk around game stores at around midnight to see if I can grab any non-pre-order copies. I know at least GameStop said that for their midnight release they are going to have extra Switches that are not that were not in the pre-order list. So, but I don't know if there's like 2 GameStops near me. So I'll have to see if they have that, and if not, I'll just have to go around on the 5th, like, I have a list of 21 places that might have an extra Switch 2, so, and it will take like 5 hours to get to all of them. I might, listen, I'll do my best to do Mario Kart World on release, but I promise nothing. If not, I'll play Rebirth of Souls. I'll just admit that I'm retiring from Nintendo games. I'm just gonna play Rebirth of Souls. I'm a Bleach streamer. Just making a timeline of events for myself. Yeah, I suppose. I'm just saying, like, you don't have to let me know. It is. I am fine with you joining or not joining streams. But yeah, that's basically the plan. Sorry for the audio only listeners that are not listening to this for like several months. And none of this is relevant, and you already know whether or not I have a Switch 2. Hopefully I do. Wait, Kitty, where are you? Okay, she's drinking her water. I put ice cubes in her water because she's a princess. She's a 19-year-old princess. 18 or 19, I don't remember. But she's old. She's an old kitty cat. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the stream. I hope you all enjoy the future streams. I also mostly want to do the Pride Month chatting stream at the beginning of the month anyway, just to filter out the haters. It's mostly the purpose of that. Anyway, it'll be fun. Maybe I'll invite some of my friends to it. We're all on the spectrum. Anyway, that's Ranma 1/2. I hope you enjoyed. Next anime discussion will be Yuri on Ice, Tuesday, June 3rd. So you have a week. I will watch it in 4 3-episode chunks because, as I have previously established, that is the optimal way to watch anime. And what is Kitty Cat doing? That's not what on the spectrum means. I know. But don't you understand, Tevin? Everything's a spectrum. See, this is why we have to save it for the 4-hour Pride Month stream. Because these are the exact types of arguments that we will definitely get into nitpicks over. I also have notes for that stream. How many pages of notes? My page of Ranma notes, by the way, was 1,131 words, which is about typical, maybe on the lower end for anime discussions. And my current Pride Month discussion notes have only 500 words. Okay, that's not too bad. I've tried to make mostly notes because it's mostly interacting with chat. Anyway, that's the end of the stream. Hi, Kitty Cat. Are you also on the spectrum? 100%, 100%. Anyway, I'm just gonna continue using words inappropriately. that is the conclusion to this live broadcast. Actually, that is proper, whatever. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the stream. No stream until Saturday, for the next, like, 5 days. But I will be putting out some shorts. I have at least 2 shorts, and I probably could grab a couple more from this stream. So yeah. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Thank you all for coming. Thank you especially for Tevin for all of the Ranma lore and everybody else that joined. I think Toast was also in the chat and Sundry also in the chat. And also to all the lurkers. I love you all too. And all of the VOD watchers / listeners, I love you too, including you. Yes, you right there. You're like, oh, are they talking about me? Like, yes, you, exactly. First of all, love your hair. Second of all, you're looking great. I like that outfit. Second of all, yes, you. I love you. I'm losing my mind. I love all my viewers. I love everyone who complains. You make streaming fun. Even if you're just lurking and watching, I appreciate you for sticking around. Anyway, that's all I had to say. You all, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, be kind to yourself. Support art, support artists, be kind to yourself and others. And not getting distracted. Stay fresh, cheese bags. And yes, Thunder, I did see that. Sonic and the Black Knight remake. I was like, Black Knight remake? You mean the 2003 movie? Starring Will Smith? Am I making that up? I'm not. Black Knight, released November 21st, 2001, starring, you know, Will Smith. Maybe it's not Will Smith. Is it Will Smith? Whatever, it has a 15% on Rotten Tomatoes. Project Reforged, yeah. I saw the Secret Rings remake, I think that was cool. Anyway, I'm actually ending the stream now. I love you all, goodbye. I'll see you next time. Bye.